installation. Upgrade your HVAC system now and you could qualify for Carrier Cool Cash rebates up to $2,600 and 0% financing for up to 72 months. Rebates available for a limited time. For a free estimate, aircomfortservice.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchorman, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Well, happy Friday. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. We're grateful to be with you this afternoon. We got a really fun show for you today at 1:05. Just an hour from right now, we're going to have David Koechner in studio with us. You know him as Todd Packer in The Office and Champ Kind in Anchorman and Anchorman 2. It's Anchorman, not Anchor Lady. David Koechner.
We realized that, I think, yesterday. He's in the open of the show.
Is he in that open of the show?
That's the original version.
But in the one we air now, except for at 2?
I can't remember.
We just listened to it.
In the shortened version?
I'm always scurrying at that time.
Yes, I think he is in the shortened version.
I've seen Anchorman multiple times, but man, it is gospel for some people. Mm-hmm. It is a referential. You can speak to people in Anchorman.
Especially in this business.
Yeah.
Everybody who's been in TV or radio knows all the Anchorman quotes.
I'm a little worried he's going to come in and hear that and be like, you can't use that.
Okay, I guess we'll change the oven.
We'll just use the one that you did in the shower.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting to have him in, and this is all surrounding his show, which you can get tickets to right now. If you're like, oh, Annie, that's so cool. Dave Koechner's going to be in the same room as you. Get your tickets and go be in the same room as David Koechner tonight and tomorrow night at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. You can go to stlewisfunnybone.com to get your tickets while they last. I haven't checked to see. I mean, they might be sold out. So I'm not 100% sure. We will ask, but maybe by the time he gets in here, they could be sold out. So go get your tickets right now, stlewisfunnybone.com. David Koechner tonight and tomorrow at the Streets of St. Charles, but in the Annie Frey Show studio at 1 o'clock today. I'm looking forward to that conversation. The news continues to progress on what's taking place with Iran, truces and ceasefires and possible peace deals are culminating. We're not there yet. But I am looking right now at the crude oil price, and it's at 83.5, which is a drop of near 12% on the day.
That is very exciting, almost more exciting than David Koechner being here.
I was really inclined to do a YouTube poll today about gas prices.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to talk about gas prices in front of David Koechner. He's changed the entire day for me.
Well, but it's really good news, though. I mean, oil dropping that far, that fast, this is kind of what we were all waiting for.
I hope that it continues to drop. I put gas in my car. I didn't even look at the total. But man, now is the time to have upside. I'll share my link on my Facebook page, but I think I saved 12 cents a gallon, and I don't know that the gas I paid for was under $4 after doing so.
Wow. Oh, you were in Illinois. That's why.
Yes.
Ugh. There are spots even in Missouri that are a little over $4, but most of the time.
One downtown here, which is where I traditionally get my gas on my way out of work, if I can squeeze it in before I go pick up my kids. That's generally the higher end of what Missouri is because it's right by the river, and all of us Illinois schmucks are coming across the river to buy gas from them. Smart move, I get it. But it's still 20 cents at minimum a gallon cheaper than when I'm buying in Illinois. That's at $3.96.
I think I just had a business idea.
What is it?
Open up a gas station barely in Missouri.
That's right there in Alton.
Ah, yes, that indeed is a business idea already.
I'm literally talking about a gas station that's barely in Missouri.
I know. I'm just saying I think that's a really good business idea, and we could duplicate it.
If you're trying to be funny before David Koechner gets here, you're going to need to spruce up your your comedic chops here.
I'll go take a break. I'll come
Yeah.
back.
Go sit down and write some stuff.
All right.
I'm challenging the listeners right now before David Koechner gets here. I'm challenging you to take bets on how fast it takes Ryan Wiggins to tell David Koechner that he's actually a comedy writer.
I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, you
I
are.
might say it, but I'm not.
I'm doing everything I can right now to pressure you into not saying it.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job.
Which is the way that you're going to like double cross yourself and me, and it's going to be the first question out of your mouth.
First thing I'm going to say is, David,
I'm a writer.
I'm no comedy writer, but see, and then it'll have foiled you.
Just wait till Ryan drops. I've been in the industry. That's when you know it's like, oh, here we go. We'll see. The YouTube poll for today is, what's your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? I was having a meeting today with a friend of mine who works for she owns an electrical company in Illinois, CMC Electric. And we were sitting and we were talking, and she was talking about the show. And she goes, I'm going to be honest. She asked me who my favorite person to interview was. And it's hard to say that. I said, you talk to someone like, what I talked to her about was Jim Talent on the show. Like, he just dumps all of the information you need to know in such a palatable way. But I like to get Jim Talent to say things that you wouldn't expect Ty Straight and former Senator Jim Talent to say. So that's it. That's the challenge for me, is to get him to say something that is of the like Gen Alpha lingo in his analysis of the potential peace in the Middle East being brokered by this administration. I love talking to Jim Talent, but then you get like a Joe Concha in there, and he is this person. He talks so fast, a mile a minute, and says things in such a pithy way. You got to like keep up with that. But she goes, I'm going to be honest. The thing I like the most is when it's just you guys talking.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I was happy to hear that, because that's what we do when all of our guests cancel on us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, off air, all Annie talks about is I can't wait to get to DeRoy.
Yeah, I do. Wednesdays at
Exactly.
105. I know what I'm going to talk about on Wednesdays at 105 with DeRoy. So I thought when she said that to me, I thought, well, that's an interesting piece of information for me to filter into how we choose to run the show. No matter what anyone's told you, nobody tells me how to run this show. We put the show together from scratch every day. Never once have I ever been told what I have to talk about or what I can't talk about, what I have to say or can't say. Not a single time in the 10 years this summer that I've been doing the Annie Frey Show have I ever been told that. Some days it would be nice. Here's your show, Annie. Do this. But that doesn't happen. The sheet that I'm holding right now is a list of 21 cuts that Brad has put together, and I don't have any idea what Ryan's ever going to say. And I have guests that I'm going to talk to, and we roll with it.
Do you ever run out of words?
Yeah, right after the show on Friday afternoon.
I did yesterday during the 2 o'clock hour.
Yeah, it was a problem for you professionally.
I mean, it just hit a wall.
The running joke in our family is like Friday night, I just start substituting wrong words. This is when you do a show like this, I am often speaking directly to you. You and I are having a one-on-one conversation. You're sitting in your car, you're going to lunch, I'm talking to you, and you're thinking thoughts and they're coming back to me. So it's a one-on-one conversation. I have to keep this going. I can't stop talking so that I can look something up. I can't stop talking so I can pull up some sound. I have to do all of that stuff at one time. So after having done this for a while, I now have the ability to talk without having to think a whole lot about what I'm saying in that moment in time. I can kind of...
For a short period of time.
Yeah, I can kind of load up the thought, know what I'm going to say, and deliver that in a way that you don't realize that I'm actually queuing up some sound that I'm going to play for you, because all the sound that gets played on the show when it comes to clips and stuff, I play all of that myself. Sharing it to the YouTube live stream, because basically everything that we play comes from a video. So there's a lot going on. What I have established is my ability to talk without having to think what I'm saying. So then when I go home on Friday night, I keep talking and I stop thinking. It's just done. So I'll tell my kids, go take your shoes and put them away in the refrigerator. And they just know that means put your shoes away. They just kind of roll with it now.
But they also have to do the letter of the law, and they do it.
Yes, the letter of the law. So we've got David Koechner on with us at 105. In about 4 or 5 minutes from right now, we're going to speak with Luke Pettit, the Assistant Treasury Secretary for Financial Institutions, Treasury Secretary as in the administration. So excited to talk to Luke Pettit. There is a lot of buzz around the Trump accounts that have been started that are going to start getting their seed money here shortly for those babies, the Trump babies that are going to be born that qualify for this. I set up Trump accounts for all my kids, and I think that at least 3 of the 4, are going to qualify for the Dell money, of the Dell computer empire.
Dude, you're getting the Dell money.
1998.
It was a reference for sure. Yeah, but you got it.
I mean, it was in the brain, but it did take a minute to recall.
There you go.
You're getting a Dell.
Yeah, money.
Yes, I think everybody, but maybe not Charlie. He might be too old. So the babies who are getting that $1,000 seed money, those are Trump babies. I think it's 2025 through 28, maybe, and other kids, you can open one up. There are businesses, companies that are using that as an employment incentive. You get a 401k match, whatever your company says that they are going to do. This can turn into another sort of benefit or incentive for employees. If you have a Trump account open, maybe they might seed some money in there as well. So we're going to talk with Luke Pettit when we come back, Assistant Treasury Secretary for Financial Institutions, right here on the Annie Frey Show. And don't forget David Koechner in studio. He's from Anchorman. He's from The Office. He's at the St. Louis Funny Bone, Streets of St. Charles tonight. Get your tickets at stlouisfunnybone.com before they sell out. Come see David Koechner tonight or tomorrow and listen to him in studio here at 105. Back in a minute. Todd Sivia of Sivia Law. You can find him online at civialaw.com. Get your estate plan taken care of. This is definitely something that lurks in the back of your brain. You want to have everything accounted for, so you just really don't have to worry about it. Sivia Law boasts about their ability to help you through life's transitions. And anticipating them, that's really where you're going to get ahead of the game. You should have your estate plan looked at every 3 years or so. Laws change. Your opportunities shift around, and you want to make sure you're always ahead of the game. And you can do so by partnering with Todd Sivia at Sivia Law. He's located in Illinois, in Edwardsville, East Dalton, Swansea, Centralia, and Mount Vernon. And then you go visit him in Missouri and Wentzville and Creve Coeur. Sit down and talk to him and mention my name when you make this phone call, because he's going to make that strategy session fee waived. $300 in your pocket to get this process started. Mention Annie when you call 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL. The first 10 callers get that fee waived when you mention Annie. CiviaLaw.com.
Gain peace of mind that your flooring and carpet installation will be done right the Flooring Outlet. They give all their clients attentive personal service, even bring toys for the kids of the household. It's a family-owned and operated business for 25-plus years. They make sure you make the right choice for your home. So if you have carpets or hard floors, you're going to be happy for years to come. 3 convenient locations in St. Charles County, 116 Main Street, in Old Town St. Peters at Mid-Rivers and Highway 70, in West County on Olive, and the store in Darden Prairie. Michael's Flooring Outlet, IGotFloor.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Annie Frey is St. Louis conservative.
Trump accounts, that's new too. Huge part of the story.
Trump accounts, easy to remember, Form 4547. If any of you haven't filled it out, but we've got 5 million Trump accounts open, and 1.2 million of those, the filers are eligible, their children are eligible for the $1,000 seed investment from Treasury into those accounts. So 5 million open for children the 0 to 18, and then for children born during President Trump's term, they'll get the $1,000 seed. So 1.2 million of those so far.
Yeah, which is news.
That's pretty incredible listening to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent talk about the amount of people signed up for these Trump accounts, but of course the seed money that's going to go in, what that will do for those kids, compound interest, pretty incredible. Let's learn a little bit more about it. Luke Pettit joins us now, Assistant Treasury Secretary for Financial Institutions. Luke, thank you for the time today. It's good to have you on the Annie Frey Show.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Talk to us a little bit about Trump accounts, the success you've had with people signing up and those who are hearing about it and going, well, I want in on that. What do they need to do to get a piece of this action?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of excitement since this was announced. I think there was a decent amount of press last summer when it got enacted into law in the working families tax cuts. But since then, as we're getting closer to the 4th of July and the launch is getting closer by the month, there's been a lot of excitement from states, from philanthropists, from companies, from Americans, parents, just about how transformative this product is and how excited they are for not only for the accounts to be alive and active and for kids to be able to have a stake in the American economy, but also for, I think, the promise of what this is going to create as an ecosystem going forward.
You know, I think about it in conjunction. I don't know if this is what the ultimate intention is or if it'd be a happy accident. I doubt it's any coincidences here. But for a new generation of people to have this type of investment made in their life from the jump versus Social Security as it exists right now, I mean, this could really position Americans to have a strong financial footing where your entire working career isn't necessarily as reliant on 401ks or whatever it might be, or ultimately Social Security in the end. Just an opportunity to have this compound interest that would come together over time to just give the amount of head start that someone might need in their 20s, or maybe if they can hold on to it even later in life for a home or even for a retirement.
Yeah, so there's certainly complements, and I think that, you mentioned a few times here the power of compounding. And I think by allowing children to start investing earlier, not waiting until they have the discretionary income to start putting money away for their retirement, but to really start at day one, it's so important. I mean, you talk about the $1,000 seed. There have been some critics on the outside saying that that's not a big sum of money and that it might not be that impactful. But even that $1,000 alone, compounded over the next 55 years, it's nearly $250,000. And if you, on top of that compounding, you can get children early, with summer jobs, part-time jobs, and when they enter the workforce as an adult, to start putting money away regularly into these accounts. These could be truly transformational.
How does this work, too, in partnership with the private sector to maybe lean into this? There are a lot of benefits that can come from being an employee of a specific company. If a company wants to entice the best workers to come work for their private company, are they able to, maybe put a little incentive in that Trump account for future employees to help that thing grow?
Yeah, so there are millions of Americans covered by their employer already from announcements made, from matching, from direct contributions. And I think what you're going to start seeing is a lot more types of companies, small businesses, businesses who haven't announced yet, get in on offering this reward and benefit for their employees, because it is so transformational. We've made it easy from a Treasury perspective and a tax guidance perspective. But I think that coupled with the ability for parents to donate directly to these accounts, to contribute rather, and then employers stepping in and really amping up the impact, there's going to be, I think, a lot more venues of funds kind of flowing through to these accounts here in the months and years to come.
Luke Pettit speaking with us, the Assistant Treasury Secretary for Financial Institutions. I want to wrap up this interview with you to talk to you a little bit about the Trump administration's focus on families and how this is an investment that the administration is focusing on the youngest among us, but also the incentivization to maybe say, you want to have kids, we need to have more babies in this country. This is a way for the government to utilize its influence to make it a little bit easier to start a family and to celebrate that family.
That's exactly right. This is a truly pro-family initiative, and I think it takes some of the burden off of new parents or prospective parents in terms of the need to save for their future, the uncertainty around how to do that. By having this seed funding in the accounts, they're already a step ahead in terms of planning for what their children will have to deal with when they get closer to retirement. And so hopefully this will be part of a broad push in this administration to encourage more family formation here in the United States.
You talk about a broad push from the Treasury Department and from the administration from the very top down. It does seem as though there's a huge effort to just light on fire and get moving as fast as we can production in this country and business in this country, is that we bring things back on shore and then incentivize and take pride in the idea of work. A lot of what has been done with the tax policy, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and the big beautiful bill, there's a real exciting renewed, I will say, focus on celebrating work and the benefits that the American individual and taxpayer should be able to enjoy by investing in that work. Is there more to come from the administration and the Treasury? More ideas like Trump accounts on the horizon?
Yeah, I'd say stay tuned for developments coming down the pike. But you're exactly right. Average tax refunds up 11% as a result of the working family tax cuts. It's more take-home pay for Americans. It's more money back to families, workers, and small businesses. It's a concerted effort here in the administration to really return the focus of our economic policy to the American workers in Main Street.
Last question before we let you go. If folks are listening right now and they want to sign up for those Trump accounts, they haven't done so yet, what's the best way that they can connect with the information they need and the ability to sign up to get their own Trump accounts for their kids?
So we've got TrumpAccounts.gov, which Joe Gebbia and the National Design Studio helped us design. It has everything you need in terms of information. There's a web form there, and a lot of the updates that are coming down the pike. There are going to be some exciting developments in the coming weeks and months. Those will all be featured on TrumpAccounts.gov.
That's easy to do. I signed up 2 of my kids on the tax when I filed for taxes, and then the other 2 I did through the website, and it was a super simple process. Luke Pettit, thank you for the time today. It's good to talk to you, and I hope more people take your advice and get signed up for their Trump accounts as soon as possible.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. The Assistant Treasury Secretary for Financial Institutions, Luke Pettit there. Seriously, if you go to that website, even if you're not in a position to sign up some kiddos or whatever for this plan, if you go to the website, it's an incredible website. Sometime when you really want to agitate yourself, look up how much it cost to create the Obamacare website. Holy smokes. And it didn't work. The TrumpAccounts.gov website is very simple to use, and it's got a lot of information on there. And you might think to yourself, my kid's not going to qualify for that $1,000 seed money. I shouldn't do that. No, go sign up for it and pay attention to other people who might be contributing to these accounts, on a $250 basis, which is what the Dell family said that they would do. For a vast majority of kids do qualify for that. If you think that you might be out of the income range to qualify for something, no. A lot of people are going to qualify for the $250 investment from the Dell family. Sign up at TrumpAccounts.org. I've done it for my kids. I encourage you to check it out for yours as well. All right, let's break. The YouTube poll for today is, what's your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? Here are your options. The news and info, the guests and interviews, the fun, or I don't like this show. Looking forward to you, 3%. I hope it's not more than 3%. This would be a bad one for people to vote us up out of 3%. As long as you subscribe first, then you can vote I hate the show. Ryan, get back in here. We got Wiggins America, Be or Not the Bee, in about 15 minutes from right now. Don't go away. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. Yes, again, we've got some weather rolling into the area, and you and your basement are not happy about it because you know that water is going to make its way back in, and you're going to have to deal with what you've always had to deal with. You just have been waiting for the right person to call to give you the information you need to ensure that this problem is fixed once and for all. You get a lifetime warranty when you partner with Home Shield Foundation Repair to get that basement waterproofed for good. Matt Hayes, great guy, hard worker, and built this Home Shield Foundation Repair business from the ground up, found the best people in the business to create the best staff to come make sure your basement is going to officially and finally be waterproofed. You can call Matt Hayes at 314-271-9900. 314-271-9900. Reach out to Home Shield Foundation Repair for any foundation repair needs you might have. But if you're looking to get that basement waterproofed, you got Matt Hayes on the other end of the line to solve the problem once and for all. 314-271-9900. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
According to MasterCard, nearly half of small businesses have been a victim of a cyber attack. As cybercrime escalates, ThrottleNet is calling on businesses to strengthen their security posture by taking a free online IT security audit right from your desk. This 3-minute online assessment provides an immediate score to see security gaps and vulnerabilities in your network. For 26 years, ThrottleNet has supported your business IT everything right here in St. Louis. In fact, no client of ThrottleNet has ever paid a ransom. So visit throttlenet.com/971 to take the free assessment today.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group, as they show you how to create a worry-free retirement. It's Tuesday, April 28th at the Doubletree Hotel in Chesterfield at 6:30. Here are Thomas and Bob with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and would like to know how to turn your 401k and IRA into a worry-free retirement? Would you like to learn the investment strategy that gives you market growth while avoiding the market losses at the same time?
Would you like to get your free personalized retirement income plan? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free and have a worry-free retirement? If you're 59 and a half or older, you cannot afford to miss this event.
Have a worry-free retirement and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw. It's at the Doubletree Hotel in Chesterfield, Tuesday, April 28th at 6:30 p.m. Go to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
What is your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? That is today's very Friday poll.
I'm going to just admit that you just scared the crap out of me. I didn't know that you were going to start talking. You were so on the button with that time check this
Look,
time around.
I do what I do. And if that scares you,
it was
that's
so
on
loud
you.
in here.
Well, I'm just doing my job, and my job sometimes can be a little scary, I guess. It's the YouTube live chat poll. What is your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? Is it because I was loud?
You were really loud.
Okay.
But I mean, I know I talk really loud. I just didn't have my headphones on, and I was looking down.
But what you say doesn't scare me.
I'll do my best. I'll give it a shot.
The options that Annie gave for this poll are the news and information, the guests and the interviews, the fun, or I don't like this show.
You know that there are some people
There's going
out
to be
there.
like 6%.
I think that there are people out here who love this show whose first vote in the poll today is going to be, I don't like this show. Just to not leave it behind.
I'm pulling up a comment here from Joe. It says, the biting, brutal humor that you would only tolerate from people you consider family.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm peeking at the results, and I don't like this show is doing better than I expected. It's not
so like
good.
7% or maybe 70%. You can see, hey, if just a few people can skew it. It's still early in the show. So as we go, maybe it'll level out. It is 12:30. That is the YouTube live chat poll. You voted it by going to YouTube and finding the Annie Frey Show. The poll will be right there on the live stream. 12:30. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Cutting through the spin. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. So President Trump was speaking at the Nevada no tax on tips thing, and there's some points where I feel like you get to peek a little bit. You know, how much of Donald Trump is a show? How much of it is a production? I think we all know that there is a significant amount of it that is a production. I would venture to say more than 50% of it is produced.
Boy, that's a tough question to answer.
I know that you could make the argument certainly that he's very raw and he says what he wants, but that's part of the show.
Yeah, it's like included in the production is some improv.
Every once in a while, not very often, we pull the curtain back and we get to see a little bit of an element that President Trump knows that there's a show.
Earlier this week at the White House, I met a wonderful woman named Sharon Simmons, a grandmother driving DoorDash to help support her husband's cancer treatment. She's got serious cancer. He's going to be okay, I think. Sharon delivered McDonald's to the Oval Office. It was a little bit of a, to be honest, it was a little tacky. They come up with these crazy ideas like McDonald's, although that was the biggest ever on Google. They say number one ever. And the garbage truck. I mean, we do these things in politics. They're a little embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
They're a little tiny embarrassing, but we do them and you win by landslide.
So you got President Trump there. He's calling out the show.
That's great.
It's like a little bit of a breaking of the fourth wall.
Yeah.
When you hear President Trump say that. Now, whether you love Donald Trump or you hate Donald Trump, you think that, we even said on the show, you're talking about the Pope and peace in Iran next to DoorDash, Grandma. And I called it the weirdest burrito of politics that's what I said when we saw this happening in real time. It's bizarre. But that's where we live right now. And the difference between what we have right now, which is President Trump, and I think it's important to know that he knows that when he has DoorDash Grandma at the White House, he knows what he's doing. Is that really, we've got that version of the show, and then you have, I will put Republicans at the front of this, but Democrats are certainly doing an element of this as well. But all of this polished bologna sausage, this ruse of who these people are, that they've got everything together. I always joke about the Illinois political ads. At least down here, folks, when you go to Chicago, it's a different world. But down here in Southern Illinois, there's a combine, there's either a field of prairie grass or corn, depends on the time of the election season, and a golden retriever and a red truck. That's what you got. And if you show that in Southern Illinois, you know something about it. They're like, they understand me. I don't have a combine. I combine nothing. I do have a couple dogs, not a golden retriever, but I like dogs. But that's kind of like the surface level. You boil everything down to a quick visual, and you're like, oh, they look nice. Sure, I'll vote for them. And then there's a difference between campaigning, of course, and then you get into office. You almost have to take Joe Biden out of the conversation. The Joe Biden experiment is not going to happen again. There's not going to be another. We will have more Obamas over and over and over again before we will have another. This breathing being is better than anything the Republicans have to offer. Fine, we'll go with that. That's not going to fly anymore. And I'll be interested to see what the Democrats are going to be able to put up successfully. Certainly in the midterms. The midterms are going to look different than the general. The general, you're going to have to see Democrats if they want to be successful. And Andy Bashir from Kentucky, Shapiro from Pennsylvania. Some of these more. I'm not even going to say more moderate because I don't think that they're moderate. They're just not as. It's not a political reality show around them all the time.
They're not as boldly progressive, or at least they don't like to pretend to be.
Gosh, it's just like the Gavin Newsoms of the Democrat Party. They're just tryhards. You want it. You need my attention too much. I actually think that you just want the attention. What are you going to do to govern? What are the policies? I actually think that the Democrats are going to move in a direction of a Shapiro or a Bashir, because that's the way that they actually could win an election, is to get back to policy points where you talk to Democrats who don't like Republican policies. There are a lot of people, the Kamala Harris loss had a lot to do with the fact that her wild policies were just too much for the Democrats to show up to vote for. A lot of those people didn't cross over and vote for Trump. They just didn't show up to vote for her. Now, if you got someone who doesn't make you go, I cannot support this. This Hot Mess Express is not for me. You can resolve with yourself, like, I didn't vote for Trump. That's not going to be on me if he gets elected, but I'm not going to hitch my wagon to the Kamala Harris train here. You get somebody who's a little bit less try-hardy on the Democrat Party, they have a real chance of competing in 2028. The midterms are going to be a referendum on Trump. If Trump is doing well, he gets gas back down, the economy is doing well, he's not going to get lambasted in the midterms. He could still lose a majority because it's razor thin. Probably not in the Senate. If we're still at war with Iran and he told us it was 4 to 6 weeks and it's the new 15 days to slow the spread, he's cooked. And he probably should be, because what he told us isn't what he did. Doesn't look like that's going to be what happens, though. I just think that when you watch President Trump break that fourth wall like he does here, where he's like, he calls the McDonald's DoorDash grandma visit tacky. He's kind of tacky, but he says it in a way. He's reading off of a paper when he says that. He's sitting at this dais at this no tax on tips event in Florida, and he's reading the DoorDash grandma script. So somebody handed him like, hey, this is a big political win for us. Talk about this. Because DoorDash grandma saved $11,000 and was able to pay for cancer treatments for her husband because she didn't have to pay tax on those tips. That's the political dunk here. And he's reading it going, oh my God.
I don't think that this is the reason that Trump, or anybody for that matter, does this. But what it does when somebody is able to just throw that aside and go, all right, that was this, right?
It makes him more like us.
It makes him more relatable. It makes him more trustworthy. And it's that kind of stuff. You know, you could even put your friends are all taking these tax cuts that he did to Hillary Clinton in that first debate. That kind of stuff that just cuts through because you can tell he's just talking, that it makes you trust not just him, but anybody who does that.
If the difference here is that people will pine for the days of Barack Obama, who was lauded as being well-spoken and relatable. People felt like he was accessible to them, like he was brilliant, but accessible is the best way I can put it. People long for that because Donald Trump is not like us. None of us know what it's like to live the life that Donald Trump lives. I doubt that any of us ever actually will. And I think that in that vein, anytime you get something like this and you realize that he is willing, he's not so stuck on the ruse. Like I would call it the deception, really, of the American people, that everything is so put together and natural, that everything is so natural flowing. When he says something about it being a little tacky, he really is admitting that that was a political move. DoorDash Grandma was a political game.
Mm-hmm. And that they're like, yeah, and we're going to keep doing it. We did it before. We got huge numbers out of it. We got a landslide out of it.
Exactly. Here's one more. Here's one more from Donald Trump's sense of humor, and tell me what you think about this. This is Carolyn Levitt getting asked a question at a press briefing.
His own diet. He said that he argued that diet soda is good for him because it kills grass, and if you pour it onto the grass, the grass is killed, and it therefore must kill cancer cells. I'm wondering if was this sort of an accurate description of how the president sees?
Look, as we all know in this room, I think you know the president has a very good sense of humor. It's one of his most underreported characteristics, I would say. I have heard him tell this joke before. I think the Wall Street Journal should get a better sense of humor.
So Carolyn Levitt is asked if it's like, is it the White House policy that Diet Coke, since it kills grass, will also kill cancer cells like President Trump says?
She should have leaned into it and said, yeah.
100%. In fact, big beautiful bill gone. Diet Coke in.
Let's talk about that. If you look at my notes here, flip through the binder. Yeah, that is what he meant.
This is one of the reasons why, going back to the YouTube poll for today, what's your favorite part of the show, of our show here? News and information, guests and interviews, the fun, or I don't like the show, which is part of the fun if you haven't caught on yet. But the thing that I appreciate about this administration is they actually don't take themselves so seriously. And if what I've noticed from this administration, it fans out into the cabinet and to the people affiliated with it. they have fun. They make jokes. And if you don't like the joke or if you don't get the joke, they're not going to stop with the joke. They're not going to back down and run away from the joke, which I appreciate. And I'm constantly looking for new things to make me laugh, to lighten the mood. I mean, we talk about, we've done some Ask Me Anythings. I asked you guys in X's and Y's earlier in the week, like, what do you do for self-care? We are such a serious, we've been in the last 15 years, such a serious, overly serious society, taking ourselves way too seriously. The people, if you're just going to hone in on the politics of it, the right has taken things way too seriously, but I feel like they've kind of dissipated and brought humor back in a way that is less scary, less cancel culture centered. The left has taken themselves way too seriously. You sit down at a Little League baseball game and you sit down next to someone, you guys have so much in common. You happen to be on the same baseball team. You don't know who someone voted for. You don't know, what policy issues are at the forefront. But you see something like Donald Trump saying if you pour Diet Coke on the grass, it kills the grass, so it probably kills the cancer cells, like it's good for killing cancer. Everybody can roll their eyes and chuckle about that and move on. And yes, maybe that results in can you believe this guy's the leader of the free world? And also, can you believe this guy's the leader of the free world? Same sentence, different intonation. And we move on with our lives, because what's really important is the fact that you're having a conversation with another human being at your kid's Little League game. Like, that's the whole point, is that we have to understand those priorities exist in the right order, and then everything kind of falls in line. And I don't know how long you'd say, Ryan, but we societally lost our ability to laugh at things for, I would say, years.
Well, political correctness, I would say the rise of political correctness has destroyed that, because like you're saying, when you sit down next to somebody at a Little League game or whatever social environment where you don't actually know the person, but you're there for some sort of reason. One of the ways, especially guys, get to know each other is by ripping on each other a little bit. And if everybody's sensitive, that actually destroys relationships for guys, because they can't feel comfortable enough to joke with somebody. And that's what political correctness does. It tries to make offense out of everything, which really drives people apart. Mm-hmm. And that's the point of it.
Well, we're going to have David Koechner in here in about 20 minutes from right now. I'm super pumped about it. You guys were falling over yourselves when I don't think Brad said to me, he's like, Annie, do you want to have David Koechner in studio on Friday? And you guys are like, oh, David Koechner, like David Koechner. And I was like, yeah, sounds like we absolutely do want to have David Koechner in here. And Ethan, all I've heard him do today is sing Afternoon Delight. He won't stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he told me the backstory behind Afternoon Delight.
Well, he's like, and David Koechner's part of Afternoon Delight is this, and then he did it. So we're pretty pumped here on the Annie Frey Show. We hope you are as well. He'll be in studio with us at 1:05. When we return, we're going to do Wiggins America, the B or not the B. You're going to let us know if the story is real or the Babylon Bee. Little satire thrown in there. And your votes on the YouTube poll. What's your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? Is it the news and information, the guests and interviews, the fun, or I don't even like this show? Why are you here? Why am I here? That's a good question. You can also text us your thoughts, your reactions on the show to 314-241-9797. Ryan reads those texts. Keep that in mind. 314-241-9797, and stay right here for David Koechner in 20 minutes. Back in a minute.
97.1 FM Talk, proud to partner with Missouri Right to Life.
This is Steve Rupp, president of Missouri Right to Life. Join us at our Make Missouri Pro-Life Again banquet with keynote Riley Gaines on May 20th in St. Charles. Go to the Missouri Right to Life website for details.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
Hey guys, are you dealing with low energy weight gain or issues in the bedroom? Game Day Men's Health is the premier men's health clinic in the St. Louis area with locations in Chesterfield and O'Fallon, Missouri. They specialize in low testosterone and sexual health, and they also help men and women with medical weight loss, vitamins, and peptides. They offer free consultations and testosterone tests with results in about 20 minutes. Get in, get answers, get back to the top of your game. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Again, that's GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
License number GL250000615.
We've seen all kinds of clogs, so remember the rule. Only flush 3 things. Number 1, number 2, and toilet paper.
What about my dinosaurs?
No?
My monster truck?
Nope.
What about...
If it's not the big 3, don't flush it.
But if someone does flush a dinosaur...
Call Grasser. We clear the clog and get things moving again.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
The Annie Frey Show is St. Louis conservative. The Bee or Not the Bee.
All right, these are stories, as we do basically every Friday, that are either real or fake. I will read the headline. You'll have to tell me whether it's from the Babylon Bee, therefore satire, or whether it's a real story. The first one is, "Look out," shouts female astronaut as Orion gets within 5,000 miles of moon.
No, that's not what she said. She said,
You're right. This is the bee because it was fake. That was fake.
we're only 3 light years away. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
You got it right. "Look out," mission specialist Koch cried as she placed her hand on the Orion spacecraft's dashboard. "Use the space brakes! The space brakes!"
Space brakes.
The crew's pilot, Victor Grover, reportedly jerked the ship awkwardly in response as he was startled by the female crew member's reaction. "It's okay, I'm looking at it," he said.
I am looking.
According to NASA sources, it was impossible to say whether the Orion spacecraft would have made contact with the moon or not. But what was clear, he pointed out, is that they absolutely did not crash into the moon after her warning.
Thanks to her. Both of your wives are Earth.
Yes.
Not anymore.
Oh, she's...
How about any less?
She's listened to the show.
She goes, I know that I'm not behaving, and it's my, I say behaving, but she says, I know that I'm not acting normal, but it's because I'm looking at my phone, and then I look up, and all I see is brake lights.
Have you ever thought that maybe your wife takes forever to get out of the car just to annoy you?
Distinct possibility.
The comments on the Instagram of that short suggest it.
I got texts after the show saying, "No, Brad's right.
Yeah.
My wife also takes forever to get out of the car."
I think Mrs. Wiggins and myself are just exceptional.
Yeah, very speedy people.
Quick.
Swifties, you might call yourselves.
Might not.
Next story. Mamdani looking into whether he can tax residents of other cities.
Oh. No, that's probably real. I mean, he wants to do an exit tax for wealthy people if they leave. I'm going to go with real.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
If it's not real and he hears the story, we're all in trouble.
Okay, don't tag Mamdani in this because it's the bee.
Okay, good.
Quote, "There's got to be a way for us to get more people's money," Mamdani told his aides. "We're making good progress on squeezing people dry here in the city, but that's not going to be nearly enough to pay for all of our proposed initiatives." So let's look into what we can do about imposing crushing taxes on everyone else who doesn't live in New York City, yeah?
It's going to happen.
Well, okay, maybe. All right, next one. You know what? I should have done this one last week, but I didn't, and I'm going to do it right now.
Do better, Ryan.
Disney ditches gender-neutral greetings, returning to ladies and gentlemen.
No, this is real, and it's one of my stories for later today.
Oh, well, there you go.
So you scooped it.
So I'll just let you know that, ladies and gentlemen, all this time, I really do mean, ladies and gentlemen, Disney has decided to quietly, without fanfare, Put a tiny bit of the woke away.
We'll play that a little bit later in the show.
Next
Pretty pumped
one.
about that news, though.
Yeah, it's good news. Next one. Woke Batman sort of fighting crime.
Say it again.
Woke Batman sort of fighting crime.
Real? Say B. Is there a woke Batman?
B.
This is a fun story because you just don't know. No, this is a real story.
Oh, no.
This is a real story. It says the anonymous crusader who calls himself No Mark took up the role because, quote, a law enforcement career didn't appeal to him. He appears mostly...
Vigilantism?
I guess. But
More
what
his speed?
what he does is he appears mostly to just wander around
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Some
for
of
the little ones.
Some of the crimes he solved were staged.
He staged crimes to solve?
He staged crimes to solve for his socials. But he's apparently done...
What kind of hijinks were involved in this?
I don't know, but he has done some vague sort of community service crime policing.
The Hamburglar would have to be involved in these stories.
Possibly, yeah. You stopped him from stealing a hamburger from McDonald's.
Just a guy.
Yeah, from somebody's backyard while he's grilling.
Oh, that's a good one.
But then he saves the day. He runs behind a bush, changes his outfit, comes back, he's like, "Here's your burger."
Slapped a dog on the nose. That's not for you. Including having escorted drunk people home. That's what he's done. So that's a story. It's not crime fighting.
That's a great service.
But it is something, and that is real. But he's branching out now. So it says this spring, No Mark took on what he sees as a larger nefarious.
Are you new here?
Nefarious.
He's getting nervous. David Koechner might be in the building, and he's just starting to
I look
sweat.
out and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm nefarious."
He might be listening.
He assisted ICE protesters at the Whipple Federal Building. He's branching out, guys.
I'm kind of for this guy if he's going to help drunk people find their way home safely.
And he investigated the environmental harms of a proposed data center.
Not bad.
Great, sounds like a great guy, but I'm not gonna lie, the movie ratings probably would not be super great.
There are some things we could come together on here.
Okay.
Let me look on the bright side.
Yeah, it just says his Instagram page is basically a bunch of videos of him meandering about in the dark of night.
Super creepy.
Is there a K before the N?
It might be off.
Possibly.
The dark night.
Possibly. One more Mamdani story here. It says Mamdani says city-run supermarket will be ready in 3 years, but recommends getting in line for bread now.
That's the B.
That's got to be the B.
That is the B. It says, remember, we're not using evil capitalism for this, Mamdani told the press. We're going to give goods like bread at a reasonable price. We just have to know how many people want that. So if everyone lined up now for us to get a count, maybe we can have that many loaves by 2029.
Imagine if the government-run grocery store operation works. We're going to get to see now. New York City has voted for something like this, so now we are going to get to see if it's going to work. And if it does, boy, you're going to see those type of grocery stores all over the country. If it doesn't, then maybe New York City will just take one for the team here and we'll learn and move on. We shall see. When we return, David Koechner is going to be in studio with us. He's actor, writer, and producer, and you know him from The Office, from the Anchorman series, but also you can see him tonight. But you got to hustle over and get the remainder of the tickets available at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. Grab them while they're still there. They're going like hotcakes. STLewisFunnyBone.com. Streets of St. Charles tonight. Tomorrow night, David Koechner in studio next.
He said government is not the solution, government is the problem. When it comes to economic growth, government can be a roadblock. With red tape, regulations, and subsidies, government stifles entrepreneurship and also props up businesses that deserve to go under. Unlike government, free markets encourage risk-taking, freedom to succeed or fail. Governments shouldn't be picking winners and losers, the market should. Free markets benefit the business owner and the customer by encouraging competition. Free Market enabled a young man named J.C. Hall selling picture postcards in Kansas City to turn his idea into Hallmark cards. In St. Louis, the free market made it possible for Adolphus Busch to turn his father-in-law's local beer into the world's largest brewery. A free market also means you get to send your kids to the school of your choice.
Learn more about free markets at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Stewart's American Mortgage. He's the bagel loan guy. What the heck's a bagel loan? It's a mortgage. It's a mortgage that comes with $0 in closing costs. Stewie named it the bagel loan because bagels look like zeros. It's a very simple way to say, why not spend thousands of dollars less to secure that brand new mortgage for the dream home that you've been looking to purchase? Bagel loan can be used for refinances as well. Whether you're trying to refinance and get a lower rate, maybe you got your mortgage in the last few years. Now you're trying to get one lower secured to restructure your loan or to tap in some of that increasing equity that a lot of us are experiencing with our home ownership to invest back into your home, to pay off some high interest credit card debt. Whatever it is, if you want to tap into the equity of your home, start with a phone call or a text message to Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage and ask him about the bagel loan. 314-324-4440. Call or text my friend Stewie at 314-324-4440. I've used the bagel loan twice myself. It's for real. No closing costs. Google the bagel loan. NMLS number 226715.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
A breakthrough in the Middle East. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, as Iran reopens the Strait of Hormuz after Israel agreed to a ceasefire with Lebanon, though questions remain.
There is an Iranian military official who's claiming online that Iran perhaps still has some conditions for ships to sail through the Strait of Hormuz, but the International Maritime Organization says that right now it is assessing the strait to make sure that all ships can freely pass.
Fox's Matt Finn in Dubai. President Trump says a U.S. blockade of Iranian ports will continue until there's a deal with Iran, but Iran is still warning that blockade must end. Right now, the Dow up more than 900 points as oil prices plunge. The latest court hearing in Utah for Charlie Kirk's accused killer. Tyler Robinson.
Following numerous motions by the defense, Tyler Robinson back in court in Utah County. His lawyers arguing over a continuance of a preliminary hearing, saying they need more data and time. The prosecution saying justice delayed is justice denied.
That's because it affects the victim's right to a speedy trial. It affects the public's perception of legitimacy of the prosecution and the judicial system, and it has real effects on the evidence that may be presented at trial.
Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, has asked for a speedy trial. The judge will later decide.
Fox's Jeff Benasso. Robinson's defense also pushing for more restrictions on media access in the courtroom. The Trump administration loses another round in a fight over voting records, with a federal judge ruling the Justice Department cannot force Rhode Island to hand over data.
The DOJ wanted the records to probe the registry for so-called election integrity issues, meaning searching the records for evidence of disqualified persons casting ballots in Rhode Island. Judge Mary McElroy ruled the government had no authority under the law for such a fishing expedition. McElroy was appointed to the federal bench by President Trump during his first term.
Fox's Evan Brown. There have been similar rulings involving states including California, Michigan, and Oregon. America is listening to Fox News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-983-2077 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-983-2077. That's 800-983-2077. What do you have to lose? Call 800-983-2077. Again, 800-983-2077.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
We have the expected cold front on the way, though not this afternoon. Windy and warm, partly sunny skies. 88 for the high, some spot thunderstorm tonight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some will be on the strong side. We'll pay attention from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, partly sunny, cool, 62, 42 Saturday night. Sunday, sunny, 65. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get your AC ready for summer while helping shelter pets. Book your AC clean and check in April, and Air Comfort Service will donate a bag of pet food to Open Door Animal Sanctuary. AirComfortService.com/pet food.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchorman, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. So glad to have you here in studio with us. We've got a great guest who's in here with us, but is also going to be at the St. Louis Funny Bone tonight, the streets of St. Charles. We've also got in here Eric Russler, who's going to be at the show tonight and tomorrow. Eric.
Yeah, both nights.
All right, and David Koechner, you know him from Anchorman, from Office Space. Not Office Space, The Office. I've been watching a lot of your stuff on YouTube. You ever Google yourself?
No. Do I Google myself?
Yeah. Do you look through and see if you Google your name, what comes up?
No, I have not.
It's incredible the legacy that you have, the amount of places and things that you've been able to do. Of course, people know you from Anchorman and The Office, but you've done a lot of things, and stand-up, of course, being one of them that you're doing right now. Do you have a favorite place to perform?
You mean a venue?
No, just stand up on a stage, live audience,
just in front of people. I mean, here's the thing about stand up: it's an immediate venue where you know it's working right away or not, right? Otherwise, you just got to reflect on all of your stage training and all the years you put in that will inform you whether you're in line with the character or whatever else. So you have by now I have a pretty fair understanding of what's going to work or what not, or if I'm going too far right or left, with the thing, or if I'm out of truthfulness with the character, let's say. But you know I'm actually from Missouri?
I do.
Okay,
I know you're from Missouri. I know you went to Chicago from there. I was going to tell you, and I don't know how you're going to take this.
I'll take it how you send it.
Well, I'll take it however you give it back.
Okay.
I had you pegged as Midwestern.
I am, yeah.
And I looked it up, and here's the thing: when I peg somebody as Midwestern and I'm wrong, they're usually Canadian.
No, why did you think that guy's from the Midwest? What made you think that?
Well, I think it's an interesting. I think it's a radar that you have if you're from the Midwest. I think there's an authenticity and a genuineness.
Yeah. That you can't.
Can't
fake.
You can't fake it,
and you can't ever get rid of it. You can't leave it either.
Correct. You've been all through Hollywood, and you've been with the highest of heights. I watched you at an interview with Norm Macdonald. We love Norm Macdonald.
Was that the weirdest interview ever?
It was
the weirdest interview I've ever done, and I've known Norm since 1990. He's passed now, God bless. And I'm like, in my whole time I'm doing this interview, I'm like, what are you doing, Norm? But that's why he always wanted to make his guest so uncomfortable they didn't know what was going on. It was almost like a meta prank.
You can't turn away from it though as a viewer.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen next. It kind of sounds like maybe the guest doesn't know what's going to happen next either.
Right, but he did that to everybody. He always make it really strange and odd.
Yeah.
But that was Norm.
Yeah. I think there's a Midwestern, people might call it Midwestern nice, but I just think that there's a set, I don't know what it is specifically, but like I said, there's a Canadian element to it too. There's just this kind of like Canadian nice thing
Well, we're
as well.
considerate of others.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel in the time in my research, you were maybe mid to late 20s when you went to New York out of Chicago?
Well, I moved to Chicago when I was 24, and then I was there for 9 years, and then New York after that. Yeah.
Big city Chicago different than small town Missouri.
Yeah.
What was it about going to Chicago? Like, that is big city, but Midwest big city. And there's still a lot of Midwestern in Chicago.
I think it's the best town in America.
Really?
No, because it's a huge town. Yeah, it's a city. New York is a city. Now, New York's the greatest city in the country, but Chicago is the best town. Chicago is the greatest. I love it so much. And then my 3 sisters live in Kansas City, and I do a big charity there, so I should be saying Kansas City's the best.
Yeah.
But Kansas City is a smaller version of Chicago. So when I'm bragging about Chicago, I'm also saying Kansas City is the best. Now I'm being Midwest and codependent.
Yeah, and trying to make sure that everybody feels seen.
Yeah. Everybody feel good?
You're hosting everybody in the room. That's good.
Here's the thing. A buddy of mine is from New York or near there. He grew up, and he said Midwesterners always narrate what they're going to do.
Oh, that's so true.
It's so true. All right, there's the elevator. Let's get on the elevator. You know?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go and push the button, or I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Who cares?
Just go.
Like we don't want to abandon anybody. I think maybe that's what it is.
Does it feel like if you're do you feel like a fish out of water when you're in the big the coasts?
When I wake up.
Fish out of water?
Yeah.
That's kind of the element though of being a comedian. That was something else I wanted to ask you about, being in a small Missouri town, knowing that you wanted to get into a bigger city and understanding somewhere along the line, I am funny. I make people laugh.
Right.
Is that innate? Did you discover it?
I noticed I had a proclivity for that very early on. And then it brought me joy. And if you can make someone laugh, then hopefully you're lightening their day. And so in a way, it's your vocation, right? That's what I'm called to do. So I'm glad I got that call and not the priesthood. I don't think I'd have been a very good one.
No. Well, they're not all good. Not all comedians are good either. I think that your success has been pretty incredible to watch. Anchorman, the Anchorman. Not Anchor Lady.
Right.
We've used that as part of our
it's
intro.
Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady, and that's a scientific fact.
What a pleasure it is to have that. Do you get, do people, I always want to know, like, what's the most annoying thing people request of you on the street?
Nothing.
Do you ever get annoyed by that?
No. Well, when they think I'm Rob Corddry.
Oh.
Here's the thing. People,
as long as they know.
People will go, I love you in Anchorman and Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm like, I'm in one of those. No, you're the same guy. Like, no, I'm not. The only thing that bothers me is if, just a little bit of respect, if I'm in a restaurant, you're not free to sit down and start talking to me, which has happened more than once.
Does it happen?
Yeah. And it's like, can I...
Just a dude eating a dinner here.
I'll take a picture with you on the way out. But if I'm with my family, like, give me some room. Like, I will take a picture on the way out, and then I'll probably sneak out the back. But, but no, I'm at the level. Look, I'm a C-list, so I'm at the, maybe B-. But
you were not C-list when these folks all here found out that David Koechner was going to be in the building. There was a buzz.
Oh, that's sweet.
A big buzz
nice.
about it.
That's nice.
We're grateful.
But yeah, I don't ever. I don't have an ego about it. Because it's fame is a construct. It's not real, right?
It would be a bummer if it stopped happening.
Well, no, trust me. I'm very grateful. Right? I'm quite grateful. And so when people say, don't you get tired of this? I say, wouldn't it be worse if it didn't happen?
Yeah.
Because I could be walking down the street with a buddy of mine who's an actor and hasn't had success, and someone wants to stop and take a picture, right? So when you ask about what's annoying, it's if I'm walking with someone and someone wants a picture and they just hand the camera to someone as if it's your job. I will say, you can ask that person if they'll take the picture.
Yeah.
Don't just hand them the picture like you work.
You're
for
talking
them.
about some human decency.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely. You've got Eric Russler in here, who is opening up tonight and tomorrow night at the Funny Bone Street to St. Charles.
Yeah, I'll be there both nights.
Eric,
all 4 shows.
talk to us a little bit about yourself. If people want to learn more about you, they can go to ER Comedy on YouTube. What kind of comedy do you do?
Yeah, just a little bit about my life. I was in the Marines for 6 years. I got a wife, kids.
Love that.
Kind of daily observations.
How old
and
are the
stuff
kids?
Like that. 10 and 17.
I have 4.
Oh.
16-year-old boy and then 3 girls.
Oh.
13, 9, and 4.
Get ready.
It's
Get ready.
It's super. It just consumes everything, right?
Boys are super hard the first 10 years. Girls are super hard the second 10 years.
And David, you have kids.
I have 5.
Wow.
And plus me, which makes 6.
6 kids, including.
I'll tell you what, last night after the show, I went home, FaceTimed each one of them, and each one of them actually picked up the phone.
What a blessing.
That's yes. And so I did cry after it because I was just like, I had a 5-minute FaceTime conversation with each one of my kids, which just gave me such great joy.
What's the age range of your kids now?
Charlie is 26, Margot is 24, Sergeant and Audrey are 19, almost 20, and Eve is 15.
My oldest is a Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
Family
solid.
name.
Charlie.
My dad's a Charles and he's a Chuck, and I told people we're naming him Charles, we're calling him Charlie, and some coach someday will start calling him Chuck. You can call him Chuck then.
Yeah.
He's got to earn the Chuck.
You got to
part
earn
of it,
Chuck. Yeah.
right?
You can't be given Chuck. You
Yeah.
gotta,
What do you?
By the way, Eve was last night. Eve had to cut the call short. Dad, I'm writing my speech. My speech for what? She's running for student council secretary.
Good for her.
I know, right?
What do you have to do as a student council secretary? How do
Well,
you win that vote?
Here's what's funny. So then I talked to Margot later, and she said Eve called me and said because she went to the same high school that her older sister did. She goes, "What's the secretary?" She goes, "Look it up on chat." I don't, you know.
What am I doing?
There's
here?
no real job, but I think Eve. I didn't ask her this, but I think she's preparing for her run for student council president by the time she's a junior.
Get a little experience under her belt.
She did speech and debate this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that day about 2 months ago we had the national walkout?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I got an email. I got an email from the school that we had in 4th period, the students as a protest walked out. They got as far as the gate, and of course we didn't let them leave, and then they came out to Catholic high school. So then they said we listened to their concerns, and then we said a prayer, and they all went back to class. And Eve said, "Dad, did you hear what happened today?" I said, "Yeah, I saw the email." She goes, "I started it."
Now there's a girl who's going places.
Yeah, I was a poli-sci major.
Mm-hmm. I know. I saw that. How do you get from maybe it's all comedy, maybe it's all politics. They're kind of.
It's a stage, I think. I think that's why. But also, I thought I was going to help people. Then by the time I'm in the 3rd year of my studies for poli-sci, I'm like, this isn't about helping people.
Yeah.
It's about managing people in the way that they can be manipulated, right? And turned into whatever, things they want us to be. That's very different than what's real. And it's an awful thing, politics,
I think, I've been saying for a while that I thought that I believe politics to be downstream from culture. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the greatest culture warriors that we have, you said your daughters go to a Catholic school, but I feel like the greatest warriors we have in culture are clergy, pastors, priests, whatever. I'm a Lutheran myself, but comedians. These are people who are supposed to stand up in front of people and say things that they think are true that people need to hear or maybe didn't know that they want to hear. And comedians do that they're the ones who have to be pretty brave and bold when they take the stage.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's you want to be there. I mean, it's your dream to be there, right? So you have a responsibility to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. But I that's all I think about it. It's entertainment, and that's what my joy is. And luckily, I happen to be good at it. So that's, to me, I'm able to fulfill the greatest joy of my life is to be able to stand up on stage. Yeah.
And you're great at it, and you've blessed a lot of people.
Are we recording this? Because I got to get that sound clip.
Yes. Yeah. We're on YouTube. We're on the radio, podcast, and everything. Can you guys stick around for just maybe 10 more minutes or so?
Please. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a quick break here. You're listening to In Studio with us, David Koechner. You already know who he is. You can follow him, and I encourage you to do so on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We've also got Eric Russler, who's going to be with David Koechner tonight at the Streets of St. St. Charles, Funny Bone. Go get a great dinner on the streets of St. Charles, and then go laugh your head off at funny people entertaining you and bringing you joy tonight. Get your tickets before they're gone. I'll check and see if we're sold out yet. I encourage you to hurry and get them before we're done here. If you want to go, if you want to show up tonight and tomorrow at the streets of St. Charles, you can follow Eric Rustler on YouTube, ER Comedy. David Koechner and Eric Rustler back here with us when we come back. Don't go away.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
Lifestyles Unlimited is a real estate education group that gives you the roadmap and resources to start building income through real estate. You'll learn practical strategies for using investment properties to create extra income and make informed decisions, one step at a time. Join today for just $297. That's a 60% savings off the regular price of our real estate education program. Text RADIO to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Hi, I'm Uzo Aduba, and right now, medical information is not regularly being shared within the research community, but you can help change that. Patients can help accelerate research by sharing their information and unique experience.
Everyone's experience with cancer matters, including my own.
If you're a cancer patient in the U.S. and its territories or Canada, you may be able to play a part in accelerating cancer research and uncovering new breakthroughs simply by sharing your patient data with researchers around the world.
My unique experience can make the difference of life and death to some of the people in my community.
It is in our stories and data that the answers can be found.
Join Stand Up to Cancer, Count Me In, and thousands of patients like Maeve, Bridget, and Joel in this movement.
For our family.
For our friends.
For us all.
The information is out there. Together we can unlock it. Join in at standuptocancer.org/countmein.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Well, it's an incredible pleasure right now to have in studio with us David Koechner, and we've got Eric Rustler in here. Both of them going to be at the Streets of St. Charles Comedy Club, Funny Bone, tonight. Your tickets, you need to grab them fast. They are going very quickly, so pack that room. And I'm going to tell you what, yes, 4 kids. I'm doing multiple baseball games and track meets and volleyball games in any given day with the kids. I make the time to go to sit in a chair as an adult at a comedy show and laugh until I cry, and it is cheaper than therapy. So if you've never been to a comedy show before, guess what? This weekend, it's going to be your first one. You got to go to stlewisfunnybone.com and grab the remaining tickets to see David Koechner. Yes, you know him from Anchorman. Yes, you know him from The Office and many other things. David, it's really an honest pleasure to have you in here with us today.
Much.
Yeah. I want to ask you about your cane.
Yes. I bought a cane. I bought my first cane today before we came here.
It's a big day.
Yes. So Ron took me by Levine's hat store, which are very dangerous places for me.
You're a hat guy.
Yes.
He looks good on you.
So I go in there and I told the lady, I said, stop me at 5. Well, I bought 7. And then I saw this cane and I've never owned
You didn't give a
cane.
limit on canes, though.
And so I bought a cane, and then the guy brings over these purple pants, so I had to buy those.
The pants are new?
And then there's a matching shirt. So yeah,
You going to wear this tonight?
Fantastic. I am.
So people can
I'm going to wear it all weekend.
Just straight.
The fit, the outfit, this purple hat matches the shirt and the pants. And of course, I've got the cane, so I'm a new human.
You asked me how I knew you were Midwestern. It
Yeah.
was the hat and the cane and the pants.
Well, the hat's practical because I'm bald. I had to keep the sun off,
Sure.
right? And I'm fair-skinned, so. But it's practical, and I can wear a good hat. I don't mind saying.
Yeah.
That's not egotistical. That's just the truth.
Some people are hat people.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Anchorman, speaking of hat
Let's
people.
do it.
What was it like to be in that movie? The biggest question I have is, how much of that was scripted?
Well, here's the thing. It was the funniest script I'd ever read. I've known Adam McKay since 1990 because we were at Second City together.
Mm-hmm.
And then Will Ferrell and I got hired at SNL the same day. So I know, and Steve Carell was at Second City when I was there, so I'd known him since '89. Of course, I'd met Paul on the set. So we've got a bunch of improvisers, and we've got a director that knows how to use improvisation in his. He knows what he's trying to get. So you've got this script, which is funny anyway, and their attitude, because a lot of directors have an ego about it.
Yeah.
Now you say it the way I wrote it.
Yeah.
No, they don't. See, they're like, well, we might get something great. So why wouldn't we improvise? We've got all these great improvisers. We might get something great. So what if it's terrible? So what? We won't use it. We've got the script. So that's what happened.
How funny was what didn't make the movie?
There's extras. There's scenes. Here's the one that's great that hurt me. It didn't make the first one. They changed the plot in the movie. Christina Applegate's character gets kidnapped by this group called the Alarm Clock. That's it's not even in the movie anymore. And so they don't have an agenda, and they're trying to figure out their agenda. Because in the 70s, if you're too young to remember, there used to be a lot of radical groups that would do stuff like the SLA. They would rob banks and stuff like that. They kidnapped Patty Hearst. Anyway, but so we had this ridiculous group, and they kidnap her, and we're going to go rescue her from the observatory. On the way, we're in this car, and then Champ then deeply and passionately declares his love of Ron. And then they just let me improvise. So I got this long run about how much I'm in love with Ron, right? And it didn't make the movie.
Why did I do
So
that?
if you go on YouTube, Champ declares his love for Ron. That might be in there.
That's there.
Yeah. Also, in the second movie,
Yeah.
we did this musical number. Swear to God. There's a musical number called It's a Great Big World, because we're from San Diego and we moved to New York and we don't know what's going on because we've never met a person of color or a person from another world because we have this very closed-minded, guys. And so there's a musical number called Great Big World. And then in the middle of that song, we all stop and we meet a man who's gay, and we cannot wrap our heads around it. So then we start singing If I Was Gay for a Day, which is gorgeous. And I thought, this is my favorite part of the movie, and it doesn't make the movie. So look up.
Is that on YouTube?
On YouTube, yes. Great Big World and Gay for a Day. And my hope was that at some point, some person out there that's homophobic is singing to himself in his car, if I was gay for a day, there's nothing I wouldn't say, gay. And so I thought, well, this is going to be...
infiltrating.
And it didn't make the movie. I couldn't believe it. It was my favorite part of the movie.
You're listening
So you got to look that one up.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
But there's several versions of Anchorman. Wake Up Ron Burgundy is the first movie that is available. It might be online too. But that was the way it was written. We did reshoots about 3 months later when things weren't working, so they had to adjust the plot and make it a little more streamlined.
When you guys are improvising, How does that work? Do you spitball like, hey, I have an idea. What if this, that, and the other thing? Or is it roll the cameras and then things just start happening?
Yes, it becomes organic. Once we knew, because we rehearsed for a week before we started shooting, and we started improvising in rehearsal. And plus, we'd all been doing it for years. And Adam's the smartest guy I've ever met in my life, Adam McKay. He's just got a white-hot brain. I used to say his brain has its own gravitational pull. He's amazing. So what he would do is he'd have a microphone. So we're, 30 feet from the monitors where the director's sitting and watching the scene. So he'd have a microphone and we'd have a speaker close to the set. So he would say he might give us an area that he wants us to improvise in. I'll give you an example. So we'd come up with alts beforehand. I might be thinking of things like that. So there's that point of I'll take your mom Dorothy Mantooth out for a nice seafood dinner. That thing that originally was I will tie your mother to a chair and drive golf balls at her, that's pretty cruel. So Steve and I are sitting
some opportunity there.
Yeah, we're sitting in our trailer together, and I said something like, "I'm going to take your mother out for a nice dinner." And never call her again, because to me that's the existential angst of like, if you have a nice dinner and the person never calls again, won't you be just tortured for the rest of your life? So that's even more cruel. And I said a nice steak dinner. Now Steve's from Boston, so he said a nice seafood dinner, which is something I never would have come up with, but it's much richer, right? So that like things like that are improvised. There's another one where we were sitting around the table, and we'd all gone out to a party the night before in the movie, and Champ says, "You know what, last night, I think I ate a squirrel, and gosh darn it, if I didn't wake up this morning," and right there, it came out of me in the toilet. And then later in that scene, Steve, of course, being a great listener and an improviser, as Brick, he goes, "I ate a chocolate squirrel." So I mean that's called a callback, but you're listening, and so you just keep pulling it all together.
Yeah,
I was amazed when he did that. Like Carell, it might be the best improviser I've ever worked with. I've never seen him in an improv scene on stage that doesn't work because he's so good. He will make it work.
That's incredible.
He's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. That cast on
pretty good.
I mean, like,
yep.
For anybody to look at that cast to be like, we're going to box you into this would be malfeasance. Ryan, my co-host here, he's going to ask you a question.
Ron.
Well, just wondering, some of these guys can just drive projects on their own.
Yeah.
Is there an appetite for you guys to work together, even if it's not Anchorman?
I wish I would. It is a good ensemble, and
Yeah.
we do have great chemistry, and I would love that. If you could make a call to someone.
I will.
Thank you so much.
I will. So, from watching all these comedy podcasts and stuff that have cropped out, it's very popular now. It seems like the comedy world, everybody kind of knows each other, but then it's a little bit like high school maybe where there's cliques. Am I judging that right?
Yeah, you're right. And I don't participate in that stuff. That's just ridiculous. Go do your thing. Be good. Be good and be a good human.
Yeah.
Right? What else do you need it? The Stoics say what? Comparison is the thief of joy. So why compare? The other thing they say is never be heard complaining to yourself or others, right? Now there's another one. There's another one, which is you have two ears and one mouth for a reason, right? Now that's the one that I struggle with the most.
But you're aware of it.
Well, am I?
You just said it. Self-awareness is good. Well, you've been listening to David Koechner, Eric Rustler in here. They're going to be at the streets of St. Charles tonight at the St. Louis Funny Bone. This is a must-get ticket. If there are still tickets available, run stlouisfunnybone.com and secure those tickets. And first of all, you're going to get to see the purple suit.
Yes.
Which I'm seeing,
it's not a whole suit.
75% of it.
Yeah, and I will bring my cane on stage.
Okay.
Yes.
And how tall are you? No, how tall are you? Yeah.
In heels?
Sure.
6'2".
6'2".
And I'm always wearing heels, boots.
So then 6'2".
Yeah. And this guy goes 6'5". Yeah.
You said you served in the Marines?
I did, yeah.
You are a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Thank you for your service.
So what you're going to see tonight is 13 feet of comedy.
Yeah. That's big. That is a big show.
And about 1,200 pounds. We weigh 600 each. So
totally worth the price of admission.
If comedy's based on height and weight, good Lord, we got some tonnage.
Pound for pound, the best ticket.
Yeah, try to beat that here in St. Louis. Last question before we let you go: is it different to tour in the Midwest versus other places? Do you change anything when you come to a place like this?
I'm gonna have family and friends in the audience. audience.
Yeah.
Now, I never get nervous. I really don't, because there's no upside in it. Anxiety doesn't give you anything good. Because we're past caveman, it can cue you that there's something bad about to happen. But if you have family or friends in the audience, there's part of you goes, don't fail, make it your best,
Sure.
you know. So then you just put it out of your head and just go do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your family think you're funny?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes, but they know, and but they don't. You know.
Do your kids think you're funny?
Yeah, but it's more annoying, right?
I mean, for Dad to be as successful as David Koechner, Dad, that's got to have I bet you they brag like crazy.
They don't trade on it. They don't at all.
I bet they're proud of you.
Yeah, they just because my daughter goes to Colorado, and her friends didn't find out that I'm Todd Packer until 2 weeks before the school is ending, because but then they just lost their minds, right? So but they don't trade on it, which is good.
Yeah. But I bet there's an immense amount of pride, and I bet they keep you honest when they're around you.
Right. I will say, my daughter Eve, who's running for class secretary,
vote for Eve
Koechner. About 2 weeks ago, you know what Cameo is, right? That's when you
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted to do one for her buddy, who was going through a breakup with a girlfriend or something like that. So and he was anyway. So of course I did that when I just gave her half price and
family discount.
No, but if she'll talk to me, it's the best part of my day, because she's 15.
Yeah,
and you don't want to talk to. Anytime I get on the phone with Eve, Dad, I'm in the middle of something.
Sure.
Which basically means this is gonna be a short phone call.
I'm in the middle of my teenage years, Dad.
Yeah. But here's the problem. I always am trying to figure things out or teach somebody something. And I remember one day teaching my daughter Audrey, when I was driving her to school, the different types of fauna and the difference between a conifer and a pine tree, right?
Yeah.
And she still
every
remembers
child wants to learn.
She still remembers it to this day. It was annoying as heck at the time.
But she remembered.
Broadleaf, conifers, all this other, but she still does remember.
And it's because it's time spent with Dad.
Yeah.
I think that's special.
Yeah. But also just saying, do you know which ways northeast, northwest, east, and north, south, east, and west, right? I said, well, if you face the sun in the morning, you're facing east, right? Then your right shoulder is south, and your left shoulder is north, and your bottom is west, right? That's the easiest thing to do. But you have to know the bare minimum is directions.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got mountains in California. We're growing up in Missouri. There's no mountains.
There's no mountains.
So I know
Bluffs.
I know all the mountain ranges.
Yeah.
And so I would punish them. I didn't. I thought it was fun. Now, what mountain range is this, kids? And they're like, oh, I don't care.
Do they know now, though?
Now they do.
That's fantastic. Your lasting legacy. Anchorman and fauna and mountain ranges. That's fantastic.
Broadleaves and conifers. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and spending
Appreciate
some time
you
with
too.
us. We're
Thank
grateful
you.
for it. A kind human, David Koechner here, but also, of course, incredibly funny. And your opportunity to be in the room with him tonight at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. Go to stlewisfunnybone.com. Grab those tickets now before they're gone tonight and tomorrow night. And you'll also be able to to watch Eric Russler do his set. I want you to go to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, ER Comedy, to follow Eric Russler and get to know him. Like we said, he said, a Marine. We're grateful for your service. A dad. I can't wait to check out some of your comedy there, because I'm sure I'll relate to a lot of it. And David Koechner, big, huge star here in the Andy Frey Show studio and tonight at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. A real pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
2 tons of comedy coming at you tonight.
2 tons of comedy. You heard it here
God
first.
bless you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
God
Thank
bless you as well. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Like I do, you need to reach out to my friends at Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They can make it better. And make it better in time for this summer. If you reach out to them right now, you mention my name when you call, they're going to give you 20% off the bottom line of your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Listen, when you've been around since 1968 and you've been under the same ownership, you take a lot of pride in what you do, and it's a sign you have the very best when their installation crews show up at your house. Here's the thing about it. They do free in-home estimates, no obligation. They'll come out and design a project for you too, if that's what you're looking for. And of course, they carry the beautiful Vecadec vinyl decking for the decks that are no maintenance. How about that? You don't have to worry about it. The colors are beautiful, plus custom sunrooms and screen rooms and pergolas. Reach out today to my friends at Chesterfield Fence. It's chesterfieldfence.com.
When's the last time you gave your home's exterior a little love? Hi, it's Kim, and if your siding is cracking, it's fading, or just doesn't stand up to our St. Louis weather, it's time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design because they're experts in James Hardy siding, which is this durable, low-maintenance option, and it looks beautiful. Plus, you have customizable colors and textures, and so you can give your home a completely new look while protecting it for decades. Don't wait until the small problems turn into big ones. Visit lakesidearty.com to schedule your free consultation.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
YouTube live chat poll today is, what is your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? Is it the news and information? Is it guests and interviews? It's going to be a little bit tilted in the favor of guests and interviews after David Koechner was in here. I get that. Is it the fun? Maybe that one wins now, too. I don't like the show. That's the other option. Let us know what you think about today's YouTube live chat poll. It is 1:37. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
From High Ridge to Pontoon Beach, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
You'll rescue.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. That was fun.
It's always fun when you get to talk to comedians.
David Koechner of Anchorman. I got to go back and watch both of those movies. I was going to watch them last night, and like I said, I got caught up. I was at a Granite City baseball game last night. My son was playing Granite City, and it was a varsity and a JV game. And then by the time I got home, I had to do some more work, and I'm like, Annie, you got to watch this movie for work. Well, it is work.
So you did research because big guest.
I watched a lot of things, but I wanted to learn more about him because it's easy for me to be like, what was it like to be on Anchorman? That's just too shallow.
Yeah, it was fun though when we did do that.
We got there.
But where is he from in Missouri? You said he's from Missouri.
Starts with a T.
Tipton.
Yep.
What part of the state is that? Do we know? Oh, I think I reached the end of the research.
I knew. I think it's in the
Monotone
Kansas City
County.
area. Is it like on the the western side of the state?
It's
a small
finding
town
out right now.
It is, yes. It is more so on the western side of the state.
It's pretty close to Columbia. It's middle state.
It's almost right in the middle between Kansas City and Columbia.
Missouri.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just give a little bit of background information, but that interview started off air with a little political talk, and we just skipped right over it and became fast friends. Isn't it so important to be willing to have a conversation? It takes two people who are willing to discuss things that are of importance. And like this is kind of what we were saying in the noon hour. The idea that you could sit next to someone and have a conversation about something that matters, even disagree on it, and still become fast friends is so important. And I really do think those two things that I mentioned to him, that people who are in a pulpit and people who are on a stage holding a microphone, pastors and comedians, are the two areas where truth can actually be spoken freely and should be. Like, don't be afraid to say true things, but you have to do it in a way that the message is delivered so that it can be received. And comedians are at the forefront of that. You can go up and make fun of anything at any time. And if you do it from a place of truth, I think that it wins.
I don't think I'm saying anything too controversial here. David Koechner, not a Trump guy. No. Not a fan of Trump.
No.
However,
but it's deeper than that.
Walks in, does 2 segments on 97.1 with the Annie Frey
and
show.
Super funny.
And was fine with it.
Yeah.
So that's important.
And it's like the least interesting thing about people for me is who do you vote for?
And he gave you, after you guys chatted a little bit more, he gave you 2 huge hugs.
Yeah.
One after you guys took your picture, then one as he was leaving. He's a genuine,
real
awesome
dude.
Guy. Yeah, I really enjoyed listening.
I hope I've got something I'm supposed to do tonight. I don't know, maybe tomorrow night I might go. I have to see what my schedule looks like for this weekend. I didn't have a free weekend, but it has kind of freed up a little bit, so I might go to if there are tickets left. stlewisfunnybone.com. Connect with Ron and find out if tickets are get sold out, then I'll stop talking about it. But I just can't stress enough. Jamie Lissow was the first comedy show I ever went to, and I laughed so hard it hurt. It was so funny.
You know, I think the second time Jamie Lissow came in after that show, he told us in studio kind of what David Koechner was saying here. He's like, I don't get nervous when it's friends and family.
Yeah.
But I do try to do my top game.
Uh-huh.
Jamie Lissow said that about that show that we went to. He goes, oh, I knew that you guys were going to be there.
Oh, yeah?
And so I knew that I had to bring not only my best material, but material that I hadn't used with you.
Yeah.
And I always remembered that because I thought, oh, he was really going for it.
The
then.
Jamie Lissow set, the first one that I went to, because I've seen 2 of his shows, but the first one that I went to that I still laugh about, and he like owns this little part of my life now, is I don't know how it got to this, but he was talking about PTs, which is an establishment for gentlemen in Sage.
That is very nice of you to call them gentlemen.
Pretty sure it says gentlemen.
They try real hard.
Yeah, anyway.
This is for gentlemen only.
Strip
please.
club. So he was talking about the PT, and he paused on stage. He goes, wait a second. He was talking about what P and T might stand for.
Uh-oh.
And then the callback throughout the entire rest of the show, like all of his jokes for the rest of the show used P and T. It became like a PG show that was like the best kind of cartoon show where it's like the jokes are served to you in a way that you go over your kid's head, but it was actually kind of filthy. The rest of the time he's like, I didn't know this whole time we could just abbreviate things. PT. So I was like, I don't know if never really done the research on the strip club across the you know what bothers me as an Illinoisan is when people are like the east side. I'm like, that is my home.
Yeah.
There's more to Illinois than Chicago and Sage, people.
They just say we're going to the east side as if the entire east side is
just a bunch of
the
strippers.
red light district.
Yes. No.
Strippers in the Gateway Grizzlies. Yes, sir.
Fun for everybody. All right, let's take a break here. A more Annie Frey Show around the corner. The YouTube live chat poll. What's your favorite part of this show? A little survey of you, the audience. You can text us your responses. We'd love to hear from you at 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Also on the YouTube poll, here are your options. Are you here for the news and info? The guests and interviews? Kind of hard not to vote for that on a David Koechner in studio day. Are you here for the fun? Or I don't like this show. Come on, you know you want to vote. YouTube.com/@AnnieFrey. Back in a minute. I want to talk to you about air comfort service, your HVAC system. If it needs a little love or you know that the system is worn out, this is what you need to do. Write this number down, type it into your phone for air comfort service. I'm going to give it to you here in just a second. 314-513-0091. 314-513-0091. Why call Air Comfort Service about your HVAC system? Because right now you may qualify for Carrier Cool Cash rebates up to $2,600. 0% financing up to 72 months as well. If you book your AC clean and check today, you're going to have the opportunity to see how big of those incentives you qualify for. So if the air conditioner isn't keeping you in your comfort zone, I have the people that you can trust right here in the St. Louis area. They've got decades and decades, almost 60 years of experience putting you back into your comfort zone. 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Hit them up online at aircomfortservice.com.
97.1 FM Talk in Action is spotlighting Our Ladies Inn, providing safe shelter, care, and support for pregnant women and children facing homelessness. Since 1982, they've helped local families build stable, independent futures. Learn more at OurLadiesInn.org.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty, that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
This station is now conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Boy, we'll have stories to tell one day.
Oh, man, yeah. This is good. Good stuff.
Do you have any responses from... Oh, wait. First, I have to do something. This is very important. This is the most important thing I'm going to do today. This morning, I'm laying in bed, getting ready. I had a client meeting that I went to this morning, and so I was working on getting up. The kids are getting up, getting ready to go to school. Molly runs in. Remember, Molly's 4. She'll be 5 in a couple months. And she's just hugging me, and she's like, Mommy, I don't want to go. I don't want to be away from you. And I'm like, I'll see you in a few hours. I'm just going to work or whatever. And she's like, but I'll miss you. And it's so genuine. And you're like, it's like a little terrorist coming in here trying to ruin my day. And because like, what am I supposed to do? I got to go do work. I got to help pay for these things. Yeah. And she's so sweet and she's genuine and she's not old enough to be using that to manipulate me yet. My older kids, when Charlie's 16 and he comes in and he's like, hey, Mom, you need anything? I'm like, what do you want? Just tell me what you want, and then I'll tell you what it's going to cost you. And you'll clean these certain amount of rooms or go clean the bathroom, whatever. But Molly's like, Mommy, I'm going to miss you. And I'm like, oh, sweetie, I'm going to miss you too, but I'm going to be home right away. And she goes, but I won't be able to see you. I go, you can watch a show today. And if you watch a show today, Molly, I'll wave hi to you. And then I thought, as 4-year-olds do, that she'll go about her day and completely forget about that. Well, she's at my mother-in-law. She's at Jared's mom's. And Jared's mom texts me at like 11:15, and she's like, Molly wants to know what time you're going to be waving at her. And I'm like, oh, she didn't forget. And she's like, nope, it's the first thing she said when she got here. So we're all going to do a collective, hi, Molly, wave.
Hi, you're a David Koechner fan?
Yeah, David Koechner, man. Hi, sweetheart, I love you, and I'll be home soon. That's that.
My son has started doing that even a couple years ago. He's 8 right now, and so he started this when he was probably 6 years old.
It's the sweetest.
And he'll go...
Wait, the manipulating thing?
Oh, the manipulating
thing. Oh, never mind. It's not the sweetest.
I don't know
it's
that
vindictive and evil.
I don't know that he knows that it's manipulative, but he had to, on some level, know.
He's discovered the power.
Because he would say things, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he would say things like, Dad, instead of us going and doing whatever chore we were going to do. What about if you and I just spent some time together and maybe we could read the Bible?
What?
That's so.
I mean,
that's so
really,
petty.
it was
That's so
that
cold.
level.
You need to teach your kid how to tone it down a little bit.
That's what I said. I said right to him. I said, "That buddy, you don't stop."
You know how you do? You know how? Do you know how you fix that? You say, "Sure, son, but we're gonna read Leviticus." I'll clean.
Let's sit down and read the Bible. Evelyn is she's 9. She still likes to snuggle with me. When I took one daughter on a trip. She saved up money and paid for some things that she took on that responsibility. I told her if you paid for this, that I would give her the opportunity to have her own
9?
trip. No, Jensen at 12,
Well, still,
13.
that's
She
impressive.
paid for half of an annual pass, and so I said, if you pay for half of it, I'll take you on a weekend. And so she did. The 9-year-old, like when we go and take that just a weekend trip, Evelyn, when everything is at home and settled, there's just an understanding and a peace about that. When that all gets shaken up, Evelyn is unsettled by it. But when we get home, she just there's this extra amount of time to catch up, proximity time, where she just wants to be near me. I think that's what Molly was doing too. But Charlie's can't. He can't. I really appreciate that he can't do it with a straight face because he knows I'm onto him. He'll walk in and he'll go, "Hey, Mom," and I'm like, "Just tell me what you want. Don't flatter." Because if you flatter me now, it's gonna feel disingenuous.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the feeling.
Just say, "Hey, Mom, I'd like to play some video games. I'd like to go to the movies with my friends. I'd like to whatever. Can I do that? Is there anything you'd like me to do?" Put it in a package together, and we'll barter. And the nicest thing that I can do as your mom is offer to barter, because I can just tell you still what to do, and you have to do it because you're my son. So, when you get a little bit older, we can trade a little bit. That's a good thing to learn. But he is. I'm happy for his future wife, Lord please, that he's not too slick. It's just kind of all there on the surface. I think that's a good quality.
All three of mine have figured out that we tell, and more my wife than I do, say to them, stop asking for blank, whether it's screen time or candy or whatever it was. And as they get older, it's probably different things. But
Did you ever grow out of asking for candy?
I don't ask.
Yeah, I did.
I'm a man.
I got my own money.
Walk in wherever I want. Hey, is this Walmart?
I got my
Ryan's
own
here.
secret drawer.
I got 3 of those, buddy.
Yeah, I do too.
Secret drawers. That sounds super weird.
But they started doing this thing where they go, well, they're not asking, so they just walk up to you and they go, "I wish I could spend some time watching TV." And I'm like, dang it, that's not a question. You figured out how to get around us telling you can't ask for that.
Yeah.
By just stating it.
I just think that as a parent, you have to teach your kids how to be smart, and negotiation is part of it. But it's difficult through the ages to determine, first, when do they start negotiating? It's like when a child first learns the power of the word no. They just start saying no to everything, even though it's like, this is what you want. But you can say no, and then things change around you because you said no. There is some autonomy in that. There's some independence that exists in the power to say no. But, of course, you have to grow into understanding when to say it. There's one thing that I don't know. Maybe give me your opinion on this, if I should be emphasizing this as much with my son as my daughter. I think that this is more important in my mind to emphasize with my girls. But I do not let them, if they want something, they have to ask for it. If they say, "Mom, my head hurts," I'm always saying, flip that into a question. You can define the problem, but you have to ask for what you want. Because I think I've grown up in a time where women are supposed to kind of be attended to, and in waiting to be attended to, this is, the pay gap, the gender pay gap, it's real, but that's because a lot of times women don't make demands that men are more comfortable making. So go ask for the raise and make the case as to why you deserve it. The company will decide yes or no. Maybe you need to push a little bit. Maybe you're not going to get it, but you're never going to get it. No company is going to be like, "Hey, would you like more money?" That's not going to happen. So you have, those are the big things. But I think it starts with the little exercise of if you're bumming out or something like that, if something's not going great for you, you have to be an active participant in trying to change your set of circumstances to produce something better. You can't just wait and sit around for someone to notice that you're a little forlorn or you're a little sad and go, what's wrong? As a parent, do I say what's wrong? Yes. But the world is not going to ask you what's wrong. They're going to move right past you. So step up and do men need to do that too? Do men?
Yes.
You think men don't need to be taught that? Do I need to be teaching Charlie that?
Oh, no, you have to teach that. That is not something that is innate in anybody. Nobody wants to cause trouble.
I think the world accommodates men and anticipates men more.
It's easier for men to do, yes.
But maybe I need to make Charlie more demanding. Good luck. All right. Ask us anything in the next hour and vote in the YouTube live chat poll. What's your favorite part of this show? We'll be right back.
Did you know that 60% of adults over 20 avoid going to the dentist due to deep fear of dental treatment? Knowing that many of our chronic health problems can be directly related to the harmful bacteria in our mouth, not going to the dentist can be very dangerous. Hi, this is Dr. Michael White. I've been helping the dental anxiety patient for over 20 years with anxiety-free sedation. This is very effective and very affordable. Call my office at 314-270-8552. That's 314-270-8552.
Bringing a data center online takes more than equipment. It takes precision. Graybar helps customers predict, stage, schedule, deliver, and verify every step of the build with critical products that are available now. From networking and wireless to critical power and testing tools, our teams help you reduce downtime risk and keep projects on track. Speed, scale, ready now. Yep. Graybar does that.
So we just got done talking to David Koechner through the first half of the 1 o'clock hour. Incredible conversation with a great, great man. Like I said, I had him pegged for Midwestern, and I looked it up, and I was like, yes, because I don't like losing the Midwestern thing to the Canadians. He's from right here in Missouri, but he's going to be in St. Charles tonight at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. If you go to stlewisfunnybone.com, you can secure your tickets before they're gone. Go check out one of the shows either tonight or tomorrow night, and Eric Russler is going to be opening for him. You can check him out on all the socials at ER Comedy. And, of course, David Koechner on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you are apt to check out these comedians. But my goodness, go see him in person tonight and tomorrow night at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. Tickets are available for you right now, and you can always go to this website and see everybody who's on the slate coming up. We've got such great comedians coming through the Funny Bone outlets that we have here. Get your tickets for David Koechner tonight and tomorrow night at stlewisfunnybone.com.
Triton Exteriors, St. Louis Roofing, Siding, and Gutter Systems. We'll take care of you and your home. We're #1 in the Ladue, Kirkwood, and Webster area. James Hardy certified. Visit triton.stl.com to be connected with a James Hardy expert and receive a free estimate. Triton-stl.com or call 314-717-1159. That's 314-717-1159. Triton Exteriors, St. Louis #1 James Hardy specialists.
Unexpected pregnancies can feel overwhelming, but you're not alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic in Godfrey, caring professionals provide free and confidential services for women and families. From pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and options education to STD testing and ongoing support, Vitality is here to walk alongside you every step of the way. If you or someone you know needs help, hope, or simply someone to talk to, we're here. Visit VitalityWomen'sClinic.com to learn more or schedule a confidential appointment. Vitality Women's Clinic, supporting women, strengthening families, and bringing hope to our community.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. After Iran agreed to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, President Trump said they also agreed to never close it again. A senior Iranian official tells Reuters keeping the strait open has conditions based on a ceasefire with the U.S., which expires next week. The official also says significant differences remain, including on nuclear issues.
We're all wondering, why is President Trump so confident that a deal can be done quickly? Turns out it is not because the United States is ready to unfreeze $20 billion in Iranian money in exchange for them forking over leftover uranium, which is what's laid out in an Axios report about the U.S. offer. Because the president says the USA will get all nuclear dust created by our great B-2 bombers. No money will exchange hands in any way, shape, or form. And the president told us yesterday on the South Lawn he might fly to Pakistan to sign a peace deal if there is one ready.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. The president says a U.S. blockade of Iranian ports will continue until there's a deal. And Israel's prime minister says Israel is not yet finished with Iran-backed Hezbollah, even after President Trump posted that's an issue the U.S. will now work on with Lebanon. A judge in Utah hearing defense arguments for a delay of several months in the case against accused Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson. Defense attorney Richard Novak tells the judge,
victims' right to a speedy trial does not, I'm sorry to use this word in the current environment, but that's the word we use, does not trump, lowercase t, the defendant's constitutional rights.
He argues in part they need more time to review large amounts of evidence. If the judge does not agree, a preliminary hearing is set for next month. The defense also wants more restrictions on media access in the courtroom after previous violations on rules about camera shots of the defendant. America is listening to Fox News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-983-2077 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-983-2077. That's 800-983-2077. What do you have to lose? Call 800-983-2077. Again, 800-983-2077.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
We have the expected cold front on the way, though not this afternoon. Windy and warm, partly sunny skies. 88 for the high, some spot thunderstorm tonight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some will be on the strong side. We'll pay attention from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, partly sunny, cool, 62, 42 Saturday night. Sunday, sunny, 65. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist, Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to schedule your air conditioner service. Get not just your AC, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the Preferred Partner Plan. And be ready for the first heat wave. AirComfortService.com.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholtz of Kaufman Townsley. Injured at work? Not choosing the best lawyer will cost you. But here's the good news. Since you don't pay unless we win, you can afford the very best. Kaufman Townsley. Call 314-777-7777.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchorman, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Gosh, the Anchorman, not Anchor Lady part of that. If David Koechner was listening to the show after leaving here, he heard you do that.
That's weird.
Cool. You proud of yourself or a little ashamed?
I don't know. That's because that's not my favorite part of my parody.
What's the favorite part?
I like the part where I go, come on, turn the radio.
Oh, the anchor man, not anchor ladies. Because you can tell clearly that the mic is just bleeding. It is so loud.
I had to scream it. Yeah.
Modulated.
I know.
Our YouTube poll for today: what's your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? A nice little Friday afternoon, lighthearted poll for you to weigh in and criticize us. We're ready. We can handle it. The news and information. You like that part of the show? The guests and the interviews, the fun, or I don't like this show. You can vote, of course, youtube.com/@AnnieFrey, Frey. You can text us your thoughts as well at 314-241-9797. Do we have any texts before we get to sports?
Oh,
and
yeah,
local?
a whole bunch. Here's one that says, the fun, you guys break up the BS of the day. This next person says quality interviews. Person says, I don't like this show. I love this show.
Oh, thanks.
That was a little bit of a twist there. Spending afternoon with you from 12 to 3 is the brightest part of my day. All right, guest interviews and Ryan Wiggins. Quality interviews. That person loves the interviews. Jeff from Eureka says, my favorite part is when you all get on Ryan.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm here.
He takes it like a champ. Thank you. Thank you. And
Way
I
to
know
be,
Ryan
champ.
won't read this. You're right. This one says, this one's a little bit off of the topic, but it does say y'all should open the phone lines.
Yeah.
So we can call in and wish Annie a happy birthday.
Can you imagine how boring that radio would be?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Do we have anyone to answer the phones right now?
Happy birthday, Annie. Hey. All
David
right.
Koechner's on the line.
Go on to the next one. Happy birthday, Annie.
Here's the deal. If we get to 250 votes in the poll at the end of the show, I will open the phones for people to say happy birthday to me.
Hey, birthday gift is subscribing.
To the YouTube poll. Yeah, I'll take that.
Hey, we need 90 votes.
The poll.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel.
Let's go.
Yeah.
89
subscribe.
votes.
Ethan
Okay.
Sports and Local, the highlight of the show.
Always.
Hold up. Check it out. Sports and local.
Sponsored by Boredom. Take it away, Irfin.
That was before we had a real sponsor.
That might be my favorite one of all time. I remember
that was before we had a real
first
sponsor.
time that I heard that one. I mean, you're always prepared for something with these opens, but I remember just going and just almost like losing it, just falling apart. That was a good one. Sponsored by All Financial.
Try
it's
not to
not
bore us.
sponsored by Boredom. Durfin taking it away. St. Louis Blues regular season completed last night.
Season completed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. They defeated the Utah Mammoth 5-3 final score.
Wouldn't have even known that's a team.
Well, they're relatively new.
Yeah.
They were 2 years ago.
Expansion team or relocated?
Relocated.
From?
They were the Arizona Coyotes.
Oh.
And then last year, they became the Utah Hockey Club, and then their fans got to vote on a new
They
mascot.
played a year as the Utah Hockey Club?
Utah Hockey Club.
Wow.
Yep.
No wonder
That's
I haven't
such
heard
a weird move because Phoenix is a big market. Utah is not.
They're in Salt Lake City.
I figured they were in Salt Lake City.
It's a hockey market, though.
Yeah, they did not draw well in Phoenix. They had ownership issues to the point where their last 2 years they were playing at the University of Arizona State's hockey facility. So they were only able to fit like 8,000 people in there. It was not a good situation. Phoenix will get a hockey team back eventually once the NHL expands again. But yeah, that was definitely a huge thing a couple of years ago in the NHL. But last night, the Blues getting the best of Salt Lake City's relatively new team, highlighted by a Robert Thomas hat trick.
Okay.
Logan Mailloux had a goal in this one as well. And
You think
like
David Koechner's thrown that hat on the ice after a hat trick at a hockey game? I don't.
Is he a big Blues fan?
I don't know. But that hat was
I bet he's throwing
exceptional.
that hat.
That hat.
Oh, yeah. He said he's a hat guy.
Yeah.
He said,
He said he just bought 7. He told the person, limit me at 5, and he walked out with 7.
And a
which
cane.
means that salesperson knows what they're doing.
Yes. Yeah. No, there was one hat on the ice last night when that hat trick was
I don't know
accomplished.
if it was for sure, but I know that Blues radio broadcaster Chris Kerber always brings a hat with him just in case.
Just in case.
Oftentimes, when there's a hat trick, he'll throw it down. It's an Obie Clark's hat always, so he'll throw it down. and
Maybe it was
usually
his.
It may have very well been Chris Kerber's hat. But yeah, the season now over for the Blues, and they just picked the worst time of the year to keep winning. I mean, this is so painful for fans, for Blues fans. This team in the last 5 weeks of the season went from having the second highest odds at the number 1 pick to now, unless they win the lottery,
it's on you.
They will draft 11th. Is that just brutal or what?
What were we even losing for?
Who's the number 1 pick that they would want though?
Well, there's a couple of high quality.
Is there like a Sidney Crosby type?
There are 2 players
what about
that
a
are
Sidney Sweeney type? Get the fans.
That's number 2. Sidney Crosby number 1.
Sidney Sweeney
number 2.
Man, Plan B's not that bad.
They would. They both draw fans. I can tell you that much. There's 2 prospects that are elevated above everyone else
like
this year.
Sidney Sweeney D. Never mind.
Yeah, Plan D.
I'll stop. Lord, give me strength.
You mean restraint?
Lord, refrain me. Satan, I rebuke thee.
Don't you dare. Don't you go there,
When
Ethan.
the Blues come out with a Sidney Sweeney night, you know they're like...
Lord help him.
Okay, all right. Whammy. All right.
Exercise it.
Alrighty.
Focus.
Focus. Did you like my little Anchorman reference there? Whammy? Yeah?
We loved it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, of course
Come
I
on,
did.
Champ Kind. Thank you. All right. St. Louis's
Biggest fan.
Forest Park.
How do you like that I got your picture there at the end?
I was so glad you did. Thank you.
Ethan was walking around like a little puppy. He was just a big doe eyes.
I never come in studio in between segments.
That's what you were
Ever.
He didn't ask.
Ask for what you want.
He didn't. Yeah, exactly. Ask for what you want.
You're right.
And he didn't ask, but he was just there, and I was like, Ethan, do you want a picture? And he goes, would you? Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, no, it didn't take.
Still waiting on you to... That's not funny. Don't even play with me like that. That is not funny. Still waiting on you to text
It's a great photo.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's got his cane in it.
That cane, the face on that cane was unbelievable.
Didn't even talk about the rings.
No, he
I
had
asked
like
him about
4
the
of
rings
them on.
beforehand. He said, no, the rings are just with me always.
That
wasn't a new thing.
That was a That goes with the cane, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is pretty big news for the city of St. Louis. Forest Park has been named the best city park in America for the 3rd time in 5 years, huh? How about that? The 1,300-acre park received this top honor in the 2026 USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. The recognition places one of St. Louis's most iconic spaces in the national spotlight. Let me ask you guys this. What's your guys' favorite part of Forest Park? There's so many different things to do there, so many pretty spots. What's
I'm not a Forest Park
your guys'
frequenter. I
go-to?
don't really know much about it.
Really?
No.
So
my favorite part is the paths.
Gosh, you suck.
Is this a dumb question? Is the zoo adjacent to Forest Park?
It is a part of Forest Park.
Then the zoo, obviously.
The zoo is awesome.
I mean,
the
reasons
amazing.
why people in a city go to a place like Forest Park, I'm a suburb girl, and I grew up in a rural area. That's why you go to the park from a city.
I'll say this. When I lived in Illinois, I was almost never in Forest Park. Now that I live on the Missouri side, it's in between to drive back and forth rather than having to drive further from the Illinois side to get there. Hannah and I, my wife, will just try and, on the occasion, just make day dates or just weekend times to go down there. Because I think part of it is now living on the Missouri side, I realize just how much I took it for granted and just how awesome it is and how lucky we are to have it. There's a bunch of stuff to do there, though. You got the Muni, you got multiple museums, you have the Art Museum. Art Hill is absolutely beautiful. You mentioned the St. Louis Zoo. The walking paths there are awesome.
That's what I said.
Yes, you.
No, you didn't. You said walking paths.
I said paths.
You did the hard TH, as if it was more refined.
Well, I was saying you could do anything on those paths. He just said you.
I don't know that you can do anything on those paths.
You can roller skate.
You could roller skate. Yep, that is true. So no, it's I love Forest Park. So anyway,
one more story.
None of you. Wow, I am just.
I like
shocked
it
by that. All right, we're sticking with Forest
Park. I go to
Park.
the local park and I like it, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Sticking with Forest Park, diving specifically into the zoo. We have zoo news, and this is zoo news that I am very, very excited about. The St. Louis Zoo's newest arrival.
I was gonna do a bass, but I can't pull it off. I opted out.
The zoo's newest arrival on Wednesday was made public.
I know what this is.
It is a sloth atrium.
Brad told me that there was a surprise guest coming in Wednesday. It turned out to be Lisa. And I Googled, I was like, what events are coming to, and it was the sloth exhibit. I'm like, if they bring a sloth into this freaking studio. I said to my husband, I go, are sloths portable? Like, I don't obviously know anything about sloths.
The one thing you would need to know is that you could get away.
I don't know.
They're not fast.
I trip and fall and lay there and hold my hamstring. I'm 41.
Something you
Help me.
didn't know about Ethan is sloths are his favorite animal.
I didn't. Do you know my connection to sloths?
No.
She's got a great story.
Do you guys want to tell it? It's probably going to be more humiliating than the version.
So she had no clue. She was so dumb.
Oh, here we go. He's going in all the way.
Yeah.
That
let me have it.
she didn't know that sloths were still around.
I thought they were extinct.
She thought that they had gone extinct.
Isn't there a giant sloth that went extinct? Yes. The answer is yes.
Are you talking about a woolly mammoth?
No.
A giant?
Woolly mammoths are not is it woolly mammoth? They're not the only things that have gone extinct.
Listen, is the reason you thought that because Sid the Sloth was in the Ice Age movies? Is that
no,
why?
I thought that they were
that
extinct
old?
long before Ice Age movies
Ryan's saying yes.
became a thing. I just thought that there is a sloth that is extinct. And I didn't know that there were sloths that weren't.
It's pretty embarrassing.
So one day, I'm looking at social media, and I see the cutest little sloth. And I showed it to my husband. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. It's so cute.
They smile.
I know.
They're slow moving.
I know.
They hang off of you.
I know.
I want one.
I know, but I thought it was AI. I didn't know it was real. And I said to Jared, I go, look how real this looks. And he goes, it is real, Annie. And I'm like, no, it's not. Sloths are extinct. I think he just left the room.
I can't believe I've never heard this story.
It's the dumbest I've ever been.
What's
up there?
It is.
It is.
I'm going to read one text real
I was
quick.
super happy for the sloths, though, when I found out that they were still around.
My favorite part of the show is when Annie gives Ryan the look.
Oh, it's on the radio?
And you can actually hear it and feel it on the radio. And that kind of just happened. I didn't look at her to confirm because I was scared.
All right. Yeah. It's not my smartest moment.
Pancakes and Rolo are the names of the two sloths that'll be in the sloth atrium,
I feel
which
like
you can
that's
see
kind of
in
a
the
missed opportunity.
historic primate house.
How?
I mean, what are sloths famous for?
Slow?
Pancakes and Rolo? There's some more fun that could be had with those names than that.
I like that's a nice
Well, would yours
breakfast.
be extinct? Would that be the name of it?
No, I'd be
Extinct the sloth?
ecstatic. Like, look at you go. You're moving a lot faster than I thought you were.
Extinct and gone.
No more the sloth.
Cooked and toast.
Fakey and AI.
We'll be right back. Don't go away. All right, I'm going to pull up the forecast here, and this isn't about the forecast, but I do know that rain is supposed to be coming our way. Are you worried about your basement? You got water seeping into your basement, and you know you got to get it fixed. Call Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair and have him give it a look. Find out what you're dealing with. It might not be as bad as you think, which I think is, probably an exciting thing for Matt Hayes to be able to tell clients that, you know what, okay, here's what we can do for you. It's not going to be as bad as you anticipated. If you're looking for a second opinion, make sure that you reach out to Matt Hayes and get it from someone you can trust on waterproofing that basement with Home Shield Foundation Repair. I am looking at the forecast, and there I see the rain. It's on its way. If that's bad news for you because that rain's going to make its way into your basement, call Home Shield Foundation Repair today and get on his schedule so that you can take care of this problem once and for all. 314-271-9900. That's 314-271-9900. Reach out to Matt Hayes. Tell him Annie sent you and get that basement waterproofed. Get it fixed. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Just face it, right? Your home should work for you, not against you. Hi, it's Kim, and if you've been dreaming of a new kitchen, bathroom, or a finished basement, now's the time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design. Trusted experts in turning houses into dream homes. Just imagine this, a spa-like bathroom, maybe a chef-inspired kitchen, Or how about a cozy basement perfect for some movie nights? Their team handles everything from design to installation so you can just sit back and enjoy the process. Visit lakesidearty.com today to start your dream renovation.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
The Annie Frey Show is St. Louis conservative.
A reminder to get your tickets for the David Koechner set tonight or tomorrow night. He's at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. Go to stlouisfunnybone.com. David Koechner from Anchorman and also The Office. Which is your favorite? Which do you like more?
I would say The Office, just because it was so much more long lasting, and you got to enjoy different phases of it.
Yeah.
Todd Packer was a super funny character, though.
Yeah.
And he was only on, 10 episodes, something like that? But he made an impact. That's just a great character, though.
stlouisfunnybone.com, Streets of St. Charles. Go check it out. I hope that we are able to sell that show out for him. I know he was getting pretty close to it. We're going to do next question here in just a minute. So if you have questions that you want to send us on the text line, 314-241-9797, certainly you can comment on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat there as well. The poll today is, what's your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? I'm going to ask you guys this. This is kind of a next question, but we're not going to do it in that segment. You guys were both listeners of the show before you were on the show. I don't know. I don't know that Ethan was.
Let's just exclude Ethan from this
yeah,
conversation.
yeah, Ethan, sorry. But you were both listeners of this show, and of course, the show sounded different when you weren't on it. We had different people on it. Katie Fitzpatrick, Tony Colombo, Jason Church was on the show very, very early on. I started the weekday show in 2018. Oh, April 23rd of 2018. So that would be 8 years in next week. And I started it on the weekends, 2 hours on Saturdays, 5 to 7 p.m. And it was an incredible opportunity to start the show because it was a weekend show where I could kind of learn. I don't want to say that people don't listen, but like privately, in a safer space, to spend 2 hours doing radio on the weekend and figuring it out. Like, what do I want to do? How do I want to do this? And I think that the news talk space is a very flooded space. There are a lot of people who have the opportunity to do this. And I think certainly until what year did Rush Limbaugh die? Because he got the Medal of Honor from Trump maybe in the last 2020s.
So it would have been pre-2020.
No.
Yeah, because Trump was still the president.
It might have been 2020.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It would have to be up till 2020.
2021, February 17th, 2021. He was 70 years old. So for 19, 20, 21, 3 years, I was essentially on opposite Rush Limbaugh. And I really, I grew up listening to Rush, Missouri guy, Cape Girardeau guy. I grew up listening to him, and I was exposed to the art of entertaining information radio. I know not everybody's going to be entertained by Rush Limbaugh the way I was, or the people listening to it that exposed me to it were. But Rush Limbaugh, especially in his heyday, was really funny. Like, he had a lot of fun with things. And I've always found that there is a tendency for people who do what I do to take themselves way too seriously. And I never want to find myself getting high off my own supply. I never want to be sitting here being like, I am the best at this. Like, you are so lucky to listen to me. That makes me want to vomit in my mouth because I'm really just a person who has different life contexts, I'll say, where I'm, of course, a wife, I'm a homeowner, I'm a Christian, I'm a taxpayer, I'm a mother. We're a dual income household, and I don't know how we could afford to do the things we did if we weren't a dual income household. You know, it's not realistic. The idea of like, for me to stay at home and raise the kids, that's not a realistic want for me. But I have friends that it's exactly perfect for them. And I completely respect that. But I come to the news of the day in the exact same way that everybody who's listening does, through the context, the lenses that I have on my life because of the priorities I have on my life. I'm not like, I don't have intel. I don't have inside information. I have closer connections. I can ask questions of people in influential places to get different opinions on it. But I just really feel like the important thing that I get to do here, and I would not necessarily have had this as a guiding light, I think, as much if I wouldn't have been opposite Rush Limbaugh, because he was a thought leader. He was the thought leader for conservatives. He mainstreamed the understanding that you would be a conservative outwardly, and that you knew that other people had a similar worldview as you did. There's no room for me to come on opposite Rush Limbaugh and try to be that. So I gotta figure out something entirely different. So that's kind of how this show, I think that's the foundation with which this show has been built on, but it's 100% based on it's listener driven for me, which is why we try to do so much stuff with social media, with the YouTube live chat, with the Annie Frey Show text line. I'm constantly pulling in feedback and trying to measure what we're doing against it. But you guys are both listeners, and you came in and applied for this job, Ryan. A job here. I don't know exactly what you applied for initially. And Brad, when the producer position came open, I asked you if you'd be interested in it, knowing that you had no radio experience. Ryan, I'll start with you. Like, what's your favorite part about the show? Is it you? I'm just taking the joke. I'm just taking the joke before you get to do it.
This was a 5 to 6 minute setup for that. I really believe that. No. My
I wouldn't
favorite
spend
part,
5 to 6 minutes on that.
Thank you very much. That's great. It's getting funnier too, by the way. I think my favorite part is having fun. The thing is though, all these choices.
It's not that fun.
For the poll, the news and information, the guests, the interviews, the fun. I obviously lean into the fun because that's what I think I'm probably better at. But I like news. I like politics a lot. And so being here to talk about all this stuff, it's really all the stuff I'm interested in. So it's kind of well balanced. I think we're seeing a lot of comments say that yeah, I like all of it. So
I mean, a radio show that's just fun. I kind of think of that as like morning music radio, where you can kind of just do whatever you want with it, and you're actually supposed to stay away from the stuff that, I'm going to put in air quotes, really matters.
Yeah.
Because what really matters to people, when you base those things on at me as a mother talking about what I want for my children, absolutely the person listening in the car next to you who's a mother caring for their children might have an entirely different worldview where their opinions and priorities are completely different. So if you talk about it, now I'm talking directly to the heart and soul of the person in the car on the left and diametrically opposed to the person in the car on the right. If you're in non-news talk radio, then you got to talk to both those people and make sure you don't do anything to agitate either or.
And I just realized in your conversations about Rush Limbaugh why the first idea I ever had on the show, you were like, absolutely not, which was that we should come into every show with bow, 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 bow. And you were like, absolutely not. I'm like, okay, shoot. I thought I had good ideas, but I guess I'll just take them.
It's working for the other guy.
Sit in the corner again.
Throw an effort in.
So when you were listening to the show without you, did you sense an element of, I've joked about this before, but were you like listening like, I could make the show really something?
When you put it that way, yes. No, I thought.
When are you going to start doing that?
I know what I can do. I know what I do well.
How would you describe
which is
it?
Mostly just ridiculous, irreverent garbage. And I'm like, you know what? You could use a dose of that.
She's too reverent.
No, I used to listen to you on the weekends, and I really liked the show, but I could never remember your name because there was a few different people on the weekends, and whenever I'd hear you, I'd be, Uncle, that's the one I like, but I couldn't remember who you were. And so I'd listen, and it wasn't until you got this show, though, the weekday show, that I thought, oh, man, it would be really fun to be on that show.
Yeah.
And that's really all it was.
You weaseled your way all the way
I somehow
here.
got here. I don't think I lobbied for it, but once I learned that it was
you
a
tried to get on the Dave Glover show.
No, I was already on
Yeah.
Dave Glover show. And then once I learned that was a possibility, I was like, oh, well, that's kind of what I had pictured when I started here. So it took me about a year, not even a year. Actually, that was close. About a year from when I started to being full-time with you for that to happen, though.
Brad, you have been a part of the show for 5 years this September. Wow. What's your favorite part of the show? Is it news, information, guests and interviews, the fun, or you don't like the show?
No.
Feel free to answer first correctly, and then later we'll do honestly.
Yeah. No, it's ironic that you mentioned that. Like, what is it that you like about the show? One of my favorite things as a listener that I really liked about the show, I'll give you two things. But the first thing is how smoothly it moved from like the very seriousness of the news that would be coming out of Kilmeade into the fun by the end of your show, and it just transitioned.
Is this pre or post Ryan Wiggins edition?
This is all of it. So it just transitioned, and it's like you were like, okay, I've got a lot of news and a lot of information, and then like next thing you know, you're like, I'm also having fun too. So it was like the news and information in that you describe it as the way that you can exhale with it. So it's a seriousness, but not too serious, and I really like that. So I don't know how to vote on that because it's kind of the fun and the news and information.
I don't know when you realized this, but I had a revelation at some point in my media career that you actually can go from serious to comedy back and forth really fast.
Yeah.
And they don't teach you that. In fact, all of society almost teaches you the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Like you have to kind of box things off. And that is not true.
I like to live by the philosophy is you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Ask my parents.
I do.
I know. That's why they like you more than me.
We're friends.
Yes, I know.
The other thing that I absolutely loved about the show was how I could, when I was driving a school bus, I could just leave this show on whenever the kids were listening. Because I knew I could trust that it wasn't going to be anything that was going to be too much.
Was it the PT's conversation?
Once in a while, we will make a sex joke.
Oh, Ryan.
Never mind.
Dump
Forget
that.
I said strike that from the record. But I like that.
Tuesdays.
So,
X's and Y's.
I really got to
also
say, though.
now known as
It's the
what
fun.
was it again?
It's the fun.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong segment.
The difference.
Is it a ding or is it a dong? We don't know. That's why we're talking.
What is it? The cartoon with the right amount of humor?
Man.
Oh, man.
This is definitely a loose Friday show.
Yeah. It's the fun. If I had to nail it down and vote, it's the fun. That's the part that keeps me coming back to work. You get on here, you key the mic on, and then I know by the end of the show I'm going to have laughed at something or be laughing at something as the mics go off. And it's just a lot of fun to be a part of this show.
I stopped at the baseball game that I was at last night with Granite City, and there were some people there. They were like, I was going to my car to get my phone, and they're like, hey, we love the show. And I was like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And he goes, I just love it. It's so fun. I just love how you guys laugh. And that's what I hear quite a bit. And then this morning, when I was having breakfast with somebody and they said that, like, I just really like it when it's you guys. I thought, okay, well, what are we saying here? Like, I need to lean in. I need to pay attention. Let's take a break. And
hang on, one text. It says, happy birthday, Radio Queen.
Thank you. I didn't know it was your birthday, Ryan. We'll be right back.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, Let's get it.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call us now. $30 billion was set aside for meso victims, and in most cases, your claim is settled out of court without a jury trial. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
The YouTube live chat poll today is asking exactly what we're just talking about. What's your favorite part of the Annie Frey Show? Is it the news and information? Is it the guests and the interviews? Is it fun? Or is it when I stammer into the last choice, which is, I don't like this show? Let us know which one is yours. Joe says online, I personally enjoy the show because the filler content is relatable and entertaining. I like that he calls it filler content. We're definitely doing some of that today. I enjoy hearing how family and faith intersect your politics. And then lots of other people choosing different ones, although I will highlight this one here. It says, Info Dude, for the fun, the AFS crew would have been another option I would have voted for. Can't forget the chat also. A lot of people love the chat. So if you'd like to chat, you can get online and do that and vote there. Or you can text us at 314-241-9797. It is 2:35. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymatters.stl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IBW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
A new game day favorite is coming to Busch Stadium on Saturday, April 25th, when the Cardinals host the Seattle Mariners. That day, fans take home a Victory Blue Cardinals crewneck sweatshirt presented by Purina, a light and easy style that's perfect for spring and designed to fit right into your everyday wardrobe. Available in medium and extra large while supplies last. A limited look you'll want to wear again and again. Tickets and info at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Jose Fermin. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
Every Sunday home game is a kids' Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fred Birding games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family-favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/kidssunday.
Baron Glass and Door, simply the finest when it comes to glass, mirror, and shower doors. Why? That's easy. Our sales staff and installation team consist of decades and decades of knowledge, consistently keeping updated on all of the industry's newest and greatest ideas, which of course means you get the best advice along with the best installation. One trip to Chesterfield Valley will show you why our prices aren't the only reason to buy from us. That's Baron Mirror Glass and Door.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Next question. It's a legitimate question.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Next question. on The Annie Fry Show.
Okay, so I did just ask you guys the YouTube poll, what's your favorite part of the Annie Fry Show? Did you guys both settle on the fun?
Yeah,
That's where I landed.
It's got to be.
That's for me, it's 100% the fun. I love everything we get to do, so it's all good for me, but the fun is what makes it truly enjoyable to come to work every day, and it's what I hear from people the most. Come vote, youtube.com/@AnnieFry, and text us at 314-241-9797. Next question, Ryan.
This is a two-parter. Longest drive you've ever made and
Yeah.
longest drive you've ever hit.
Ooh.
Drive I've ever made. I don't know if going to Destin, Florida, Cocoa Beach.
No stops. Yeah, so you can't stay overnight.
Yeah, we've driven straight to Florida.
straight drive.
And back. I've also driven to D.C., New Bern, North Carolina. Those?
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to. I wish I would have gone through with this. I flew out to Southern California. My friend went to Concordia Pepperdine.
Ooh, love that school. Love the name.
I think that's where it is. And it's in Southern California, and she was coming home after the semester was over for summer. And they flew me out there so I could drive back with her and all of her stuff. So she was going to drive back by herself. They're like, well, send her friend out there and they can road trip on the way home so she's not alone. And I landed in California. 90 minutes after landing, I got a phone call that my grandpa had died.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard that story before.
Yeah. I flew from St. Louis, layover in Phoenix, got into LAX, was in LA for a couple hours, got on the red eye, flew back to Las Vegas, was back in St. Louis in less than 24 hours. But that would have been a really cool road trip. Southern California back to St. Louis.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
My friend ended up making the drive, but a different friend ended up flying out to take the ride with her. But
Were you going to drive it straight through or stop?
I think we were going to do whatever we wanted.
Do shifts of sleeping and stuff?
Just drive across the country.
Yeah.
Let's do that again sometime. Didn't do it. Want to. What about you? Oh, longest drive I've ever hit? I have no idea.
Lame. I think the longest drive I've ever made is probably something like to Williamsburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
That's 14 hours maybe?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly, but we did
I thought you meant
that.
with the golf ball. Go on.
No, I did not hit a golf ball into Virginia from here. The longest drive I ever hit, I think it was 360 or 370 because I won a contest.
370?
Well, yeah, but it's probably a hole that has some downward.
370 yards? Holy cow.
Well, it's one of. Here's the thing. I used to hit a drive that had a lot of draw on it, so it would naturally roll. And it was when I was 25.
You're not talking carry.
No, I'm talking full drive. And if it's got some downward slope.
He was on the
you're gonna get some
Collinsville
extra.
golf team, Brad.
Yeah.
Oh, also, my son was listening the other day, and he heard that you used to hit in the 70s, and I was supposed to ask you if that was on 9 or 18. Brad?
9.
Longest.
I didn't even say 70s.
Longest drive.
Yes, you did.
I said maybe I ever got
No,
one
no,
score
no.
that well.
No, you said
But
you hit in the 70s.
You asked what the best score I ever had was, and I think I may have gotten in the 70s.
That's not how you positioned it.
I'm getting
Absolutely.
texts telling me you're full of it.
Yeah.
No, that's real. I
370.
won a contest. I won it at a long drive contest or whatever.
Yeah.
It was one of those holes.
All right, I believe you. The person who texts me doesn't, though. Longest road trip drive I've ever driven nonstop, I would think would be Houston, but it's not necessarily long mileage-wise, but there's just not a good way to get there from
Yeah, there is a plane.
St. Louis, and it just felt like that one went forever. Mileage-wise, it's probably Daytona Beach, I would think, would be the farthest I've driven.
That might be mine, too. I forgot about that.
My longest drive on the golf course, I think, was 320. It was like 309 to the pin, and I hit it past the pin, but it was downhill, and it was carry.
Exactly. And you got the wind behind you, probably. You just perfect
maybe
conditions.
I didn't pay any attention
Yeah.
to that, but I just hit it, and I was like, where'd it go? And they're like, it's past the green. I was like, oh.
Next question, Brad.
Yeah. The question, Annie, this is for you, and then Ryan, I'll ask you this one. Annie, as a mom of 4, is there any mom hack that you or a family tradition that has kept you sane through both, having kids and the political stress? It's a mom hack. It's the mom hack of all mom hacks.
Yes. I've said this before on the air, but as a parent, I read with Charlie when he was born. He was my firstborn, and he was the first kid born in my family, in my husband's family. He was like the first baby. We were the first parents of our group of people anywhere. And I used to get these, it was like babycenter.com or something, and when you're pregnant, you'd get them weekly. Okay, now your baby's the size of a rutabaga. Well, I don't know what a rutabaga is, but that sounds helpful. But after the baby was born, at 1 week, here's what's going on. Here's what's normal for 2 months. Here's some milestones you might be reaching at 3 years. It just goes on forever. I might still get them. I should check them out.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
16 years old. They might be awfully sassy and irreverently disrespectful.
Now that your child is 1,000 months old.
Yeah, exactly. But I read in one of those one time that your child is experiencing the exact same emotions that you are experiencing. They just haven't learned how to process them yet. And that was show-stopping for me because I understood that your child's fit, for instance, in a very simple way, when the ice cream falls off the ice cream cone, I feel the same way about my ice cream cone as my child does. But theoretically, I know how to handle that situation and troubleshoot that situation in a way that my child thinks that ice cream is gone forever.
Yeah, because it probably is if you don't buy another one.
And I have to figure out how to manage that situation. And so really the element of teaching your children how to feel and to express emotion, not to suppress emotion, but to express emotion in healthy ways has really helped me manage the fits that are happening because they're hangry or because they're tired. Like understanding at the root level here is an emotion that they need to learn how to process. And I'm the person, my husband is the person that has been placed on this earth to help them get through this. That has given me a lot of patience. And the key to parenting is patience.
Ryan, you got any, I don't want to say daddy hacks, but daddy hacks?
Nope.
No.
I'm a dad.
I don't think so. I have to be patient with the kids.
Like an active participation in going, be patient, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's not the default.
It's constant. You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to be the dad that every time they see me, they think Dad's going to tell me something to do.
Yeah.
Because I do feel that way. Like I walk in and I go, this needs to be clean. That's my first thought. But I don't want every time they see me to that be the thing that they know is coming.
That is my default, but I've talked about this before. I have no patience for people, just in general. I look at things and I'm like, why are you doing it that way? Why wouldn't, like, things seem very, maybe everybody has this to an extent. Things seem very obvious to me that clearly do not seem obvious to other people. Very little patience for other people. My husband is impossibly patient with other people. Our kids, I have infinite patience for. Jared, not so much. Like he's doing kind of the thing that you're saying where he, I think it's right for a father to have expectations that need to be met. Kids need to know that there are expectations and there's a push to make those expectations be met. But you have, sometimes I have to maybe lift my game and have a little more expectations involved in what my parenting style is. But being able to let loose and be silly, too, is important.
This question comes from the text line. It says, between Brad and Ryan, who, before they were on the show, do you think was the most loyal listener?
Brad, sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I couldn't even remember your name.
So. I got a fruit basket from the show before the show was a show. Before I was on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never sent Ryan one. Yours is in the mail.
Oh, thank you.
It's from years ago, though.
It'll be old.
It'll get there eventually.
I have a question. Is there a reason you were given your particular name? I'll give you mine. My name is Annie, and my parents said no. They liked somebody whose name was Annie, so they passed it along to me.
That's it.
There's no special connotation to it.
Yeah, my parents had come down to two names, and it was either going to be Brad or Sam. And so
I think I'm going to start calling you Sam.
I think
got that
Sam
wrong.
would have been good.
So they settled on Brad. But Sam was also a name that was going to be my name if I would have turned out to be a girl as well.
Okay.
So they would've
Short
called
for
me
Samantha or
Samantha.
just Sam?
Yeah, I think short for Samantha. I
Samantha? If you know, you know.
think. So,
But
there's no.
Mine will
even
be
know it's
disputed.
Samantha.
I'm going to tell this story, and then I'm going to hear it from my parents. Like, you didn't tell that right. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I know. That
Text me,
apparently
Bob.
they were very seriously considering naming me Craig. That would be amazing. And
Can we do
then-
an after show, the Annie Fry show with Sam and Craig?
and you know who ruined it? My cousin Craig.
Uh-oh.
Who was born a couple years before me.
And he was.
And they're like, how are you going to name him Craig now? You already got a Craig in the family. So then I became Ryan.
How could you screw that story up?
They're going to say that there was a lot more involved with it.
And they're wrong, you were there.
I don't know.
Next
That's
question.
what I remember.
If you could force any one current politician, any side of the aisle, to swap lives with a regular St. Louis listener for a full week, who would you pick, and what do you think they'd complain about most about living in the St.
You go
Louis area?
first. You always ask these
This is
super
a very
hyper.
involved question.
Yeah.
I almost need to hear the answer before I understand the question.
Yeah, you should have sent this last night.
Yeah, I didn't have it until this morning, so I would have sent it last night. But I would love to see Donald Trump live as an average St. Louis citizen. Just a person it could be from the county or wherever, but, just live in the area, have to deal with the daily commute and all that other stuff. I would love to see him, how he would handle that. I think he would be successful in whatever he did. And if you just dropped him out in here with his skill set and his ability, I think he would have rose to the top anyway. But I think it would have been awesome to see a Midwestern Donald Trump.
I don't want to see it. I want him to be the same.
I want to see Roger Waters of Pink Floyd live in Gaza.
He said politician.
Oh.
Live in Missouri. God dang it.
Right, like musician. Gaza.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of anybody who I feel would. Kamala Harris.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Debbie Dingle.
It's my second choice. It's crazy.
It's like just because I like the name.
Debbie Dingle and Jerry Nadler.
Next question. You, Ryan. you win the question.
Your family is safe. Your house is about to fall down. You have time to save one thing.
My dog safe?
Your dog's fine.
What about both of them?
Both of your dogs are fine.
That's family.
You have time to
It's a
save
separation between family and
one
dogs.
thing. What's the one thing you save?
My computer? I just think that there's so much on my computer. That seems like kind of a crap answer.
Well, mine's my water heater, because how are you going to get by without hot water for the next few days?
Standing on the embers of your home with your... God, I saved the water heater.
At least
Thank
I
you,
could
Jesus.
shower.
What are you talking
Hang
about?
on, everybody. Got to go get the boiler.
What? What a scoop. What are you saving?
Probably my freaking computer, too. That's why when you said it, I was like,
So
I got to
bad.
close something else.
Water heater. What is Corey Malone from Air Comfort Service slipping you a 5 there, being like, save your water heater, we'll reconnect it.
Not opposed to it.
Brad?
It'd be my computer as well.
No,
and it's
guys,
for
come
the
on.
same. It's for the same reasons. But if it's not my computer, I'd probably everything else safe. My car. I would pull my project car out of the garage.
Next question. That was dumb.
It was only dumb because the answers were so bad.
The answers
So,
were
creative question.
The one answer was good, and it was mine, and you guys were like,
That's
yeah,
a really good answer.
I second
Oh,
that.
good answer. Good
Oh,
answer.
That's a good answer.
Oh, yeah, lock it in.
No wheelies. What is, outside of something obviously sad happening, so take away sadness, what is the number one way that you would shed tears outside of sadness? Does that make sense?
Yep, I'll tell you exactly.
I already know what your answer is going to be.
What?
But I'm not going to tell you. You're going to tell it yourself, and I'll tell you if I'm right, but I already know. I'm talking about true emotional reaction to a moment. So it could be like, obviously like a movie or something like that. I'm not talking about the death of your spouse or something like
It's
that.
not sad.
Brad, you go first.
This is so hard because I know it's not going to ever happen. But I think holding my first child would be the moment that would make me break and shed tears. So
You can hold my first child.
I'm good.
You can hold Ryan.
My back
He's somebody's child.
Broke my
What, Brad? What about like in real life, like in things that actually happen? Is there anything that could make you shed tears?
I don't know. I haven't reached, outside of sadness, I haven't reached that point.
You've never cried emotionally because something touched you?
Mm-mm.
You gotta get into it, man. You gotta get
man.
in the feels.
I don't like that.
What do you think I'm going to say? I'm
I
going to say
already
I
wrote it
cried
down.
in church. You wrote it? You wrote it down.
That's right here on this paper.
I cried in church because the worship music hit me. That's what you think I'm going to say.
What are you gonna say?
But the answer is, on the 4th of July, when I hear a super patriotic song, I will cry because I love this damn country. More
And then
than
he
you.
goes to cry at the hymns in church and repent for his filthy language.
See, what'd you write? Him in church.
Yeah.
You were dead wrong. It's 4th of July.
What if I
250 this year, baby.
Hymns at
If I would have guessed two things, because you've said that on the show before. All right, let's get to the YouTube live chat poll results. Today we asked you.
Well, you didn't answer it.
What?
When do you cry?
That was my question. I asked you. I didn't ask me.
I'm asking you.
I don't cry. I don't have feelings.
That's true.
She was surprised that I didn't have feelings.
Every time I look at my kids and think about them getting older.
That'll do it. But that's sadness, isn't it? Or is it happiness?
It's bittersweet.
No, it's all of it. It's all of it. All wrapped up in once. Anything with my kids, it just gets me in the gut. And it's a good feeling. It is bittersweet. Can't say it better than that. What's your favorite part of the Annie Frey show, Ryan?
All of it but the fun.
All of it but the fun, okay.
The fun.
The fun. I'm the fun as well. 205 votes today. Thank you for participating. The news and information, 22% tied with the guests and interviews at 22%. 8% of you don't like the show, but you commit and you're here and I love you the most. How's it make you feel? And the fun, 48%. Thank you for being here today. We always love having you. Keep it around here. The Round Table, the Mark Reardon Show next.
From me, I'm not a married sweetheart.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
The end of a fiscal quarter is a good time to take a look at your portfolio.
To make sure that that portfolio is aligned with the initial intentions or getting the car back on track.
Alonzo Munoz, Chief Investment Officer at Hamilton Capital Partners in Atlanta, says you should take a look at sectors that were under pressure in the first quarter.
Perfect time to rebalance and maybe add to those sectors that haven't done that didn't do really well in the first quarter.
I'm Rob Hart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit